Like, oh my God, they're finally here. It's Michael Bumpus up on top, leading the parade like the conductor.
Hey, I was in my zone though. I was in my zone.
Did it look like there were a million people?
It really did. I was shocked. I've never seen that many people in my life.
Like a sea of people.
A sea of people. I'm like, this is what like the old 300 movie felt like, huh? When you're fighting against the Persians.
Spartans.
You're trying to defend yourself. It was cool. Hey, the 12 showed up. It was awesome. It was a great time.
I hope everyone had an amazing, amazing time. And now that the Super Bowl itself is in the rear view, although we're not done talking about it. In fact, we're going to go over some of our favorite plays from the season coming up a bit later in the show. And NFL Films has mic'd up from the Super Bowl 40 minutes of new sound from that. So we're going to go over some of the best cuts. So we're not totally out of the Super Bowl, but we are ready to look ahead to the offseason. And we're going to start here. The first thing on the Seahawks offseason to-do list. You got a couple different options, a number of players you can extend, a number of players you can re-sign or franchise tag. Bump, I'm taking off the table, find your OC, which is immediate. But otherwise, to you, what's the first thing, in your opinion, atop the Seahawks to-do list?
You got to figure out the money with JSN. You got to figure that out because that's going to set the tone for what you can and what you cannot do and what you're willing to do, honestly. So as JSN, he's going to be the highest paid receiver in the game. He should be the highest paid receiver in the game. Low-key, Puka tripping, too. Are we going to talk about Puka today? Puka tripping.
We are going to talk about him a little later.
Yeah, but no, it's JSN because he sets the tone. You know how much money you got in the bank and how much you're willing to spend. So make sure that he is paid, he's satisfied, he's ready to go. And just no drama with this. Can we just get this over with because we all know what's going to happen there?
I think that undoubtedly Witherspoon and JSN will get those extensions, and Puka will probably come first. So in terms of like important things they must do absolutely this offseason, JSN's at the top. In terms of like stuff you need to do right now, I kind of look at Ken Walker.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to have a period of time before you can maybe he wants to test the market, which would officially begin in March. So got about a month or so from today if he does want to test the market. So it's not like a deal's going to come around immediately. But I have done a complete, I wouldn't say a 180. It's not like I was against re-signing Ken Walker, but he has catapulted right to the top of my list of offseason priorities.
Yeah.
Zach Charbonnet tearing his ACL factors into that. Talking about how much you want to be about running the ball and then knowing that this isn't a phenomenal draft class for running backs as part of that. This is who you need to, carry out the identity of your team.
Yeah, it's it's weird how at the beginning of the season this was a pass happy team. At the end of the season, it's like we need to sign K9. Like, what are we doing?
We're like, this is who you are.
this
you
is
run
who we
the ball.
Are. It's the maturation, right? It's like us going through our phases. I was a weird looking middle schooler.
Were you ever a goth?
A goth? No, I wasn't goth. I went through a skater phase. I was a skater for a little bit.
Who among us? It was our era.
Yeah, I was a skater, and then I did BMX for a little bit.
Oh.
And then I kept getting hurt, and I go, let's just stick to football.
Is there ever a phase that, like, maybe it was a week in that phase?
A week? No, there was, this is a Cali thing, man. There was something called Rebels back in the day. And there were Latin dudes who wore, like, baggy pants and tight shirts. And I had a whole bunch of Latin homies, and I did it for a day. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
You dipped your toe.
I did my toe.
I had a goth week.
Did you?
Yeah, Hot Topic was a big deal. Let's get back on topic, speaking of. Ken Walker, you said, look, this is central to what you do now, and you cannot let him walk. I mean, if you do, you have to look at other options. Like, you can't turn to Zach Charbonnet in the draft, I don't think. Simply that.
Nah, look, Charbonnet is good enough. I think he could be at number one.
Yeah.
I think he could. But K9 is just something different. Like that one, the best move I've seen in maybe the last 5 years when it comes to running the football in the NFL was K9 taking the ankles of that linebacker against the Rams. Like, hey. It was something special. It was some Madden type stuff. This Charbonnet don't do that. Mm-hmm. He's a different type of runner. He gets downhill. He does make a couple moves. Together they are better, but you need K9. I think K9 is even better with the Zach Charbonnet because then he could take 5, 6, 7 plays off. You hand the ball to Zach Charbonnet, and you're absolutely fine. So I'm with you. I think Jason sets the tone, but K9 has to be a priority too.
Joe in Bellevue, I think they're re-signing K9 based just on Schneider joking about negotiations at the parade. I wondered the same. Made a little joke about jumping into extension talks. I would think so, too. Okay, now let's get to, extending JSN is number one in the list of offseason priorities. in terms of the first thing they got to do, that's probably not going to be the absolute first. But maybe re-signing Walker is. What about Rashid Shaheed? Re-sign him?
Yeah.
Where is he on the priorities?
It goes obviously JSN, K9, and then it is Shaheed. And Spot Track has him at $14 million a year. You assume that JSN is going to get around $35-40 million a year to be the highest paid receiver in the game. They'll probably have a big signing bonus so that first year doesn't hit as much as it's going to hit after that. Shaheed is a tricky one because he's not a bad receiver, but he's not like a great receiver at the same time. He still has some development to do. I forgot who I was talking to on the pregame show. He's a good receiver, but he's got to sharpen some things up to be that legit number 2. I don't think there is a legit number 2 on this squad right now. It's Cooper Kupp, but I think there could be someone else in between Jason and Cooper Kupp. So it's where do they value him? He scored 3 touchdowns this year on kick returns, 3 big touchdowns on kick return.
Game-changing touchdowns.
And I think that the way that the game has changed as far as the return rules is that he has more value. But then you got a guy like Horton who's going to be back, who should be doing some return duties as well. I think he should be a priority, but he's not someone that I'm going to break the bank for.
All right, let's pause this conversation to talk about the importance of going over these contracts and figuring out what you need to do to patch up this team, bring certain guys back. Kurt Warner on with Rich Eisen.
I do think it's sustainable, and because I do think they have a lot of young pieces. I will say this, is that I think they have to get better if they're going to be a dynasty, in my opinion. I don't know. I felt they were a great team, on both sides of the ball the entirety of the year. I thought they were a good offense, not a great offense. I thought they were a really good defense or a great defense. But I do think it's sustainable when you look at the pieces and the fact that they don't have a bunch of household names, a bunch of guys that you go out and say, oh my gosh, that's a guy that's going to demand, huge money in free agency and all of that. I'm not sure they have those guys. And I think that was the beauty of this team.
2 important things to take from that cut from Kurt Warner with Rich Eisen. Number 1, that there are so many important pieces and underrated pieces coming back with this team. And that's part of what made them so special, is they weren't spending $1 bajillion on top tier contracts for 5 superstars.
Right.
Number 2, and this is equally as important, this is a team that could get better. They could stand to get better. So when we're going through this list, extend JSN, do you extend, Witherspoon, pay Ken Walker, Rashid Shaheed, there are sacrifices you're going to have to make in order to get better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there are sacrifices. But I think we talked about this a couple of days ago, is that if there's any organization that I feel can find the diamonds in the rough, it's going to be this organization. I'm sure others are good at it as well. Always got to point towards the Eagles. But the reason why I say that is because of Ty Okada. It's because of even Tyrese Knight, who was a starter for a little bit. It's because of Josh Jobe, because they find these guys. So there's going to have to be some sacrificial lambs, unfortunately. And that's the worst part about winning a Super Bowl, is that you see this team, you love this team, everyone contributed, we got stories all across the yard, and then you got to get rid of people. If this were a team that fell short and didn't make the playoffs or just won a playoff game, you'd be like, okay, ties got to be cut to get better. But with this one, because you did exactly what you're supposed to do, it hurts to see some of these guys leave, but that's the nature of the business. Absolutely
the nature of the business. And I'm looking at that defensive line going, as amazing as this defense was, and I'm talking like one of the best defenses that we've seen by DVOA, and certainly one of the best defensive performances we've seen in the Super Bowl, I wouldn't mind seeing them add to their pass rush. With either an established guy, maybe using that as a first pick in the draft. I would love to see them add to the interior of their line and add some competition there. Well, adding there either means using draft picks via trade or in the actual draft, or diverting some funds, restructuring contracts, and maybe it means not re-signing Rashid.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it means not extending Kobe Bryant, right? Like maybe there are sacrifices you have to make to find those funds to make yourself better somewhere else. It's a tough balancing act. I don't envy any NFL GM for needing to find a way to do this, but I think it's why I put JSN, like you, right at the top of the list of priorities. And in terms of timing, probably re-signing Ken is the first thing that you do.
Yeah. Ken Walker, we saw it happen in like week 15. It's like he's adding value. He's He's getting more reps. He's being explosive. This O-line is coming together. The run game is coming together. And that's exactly what Mike McDonald wants to be, a run-first type of team. How many more rushes do you think this team averaged than last year?
Oh, God, this is going to be just you smiling makes me think it's like the same.
No, it's not the same.
Okay. How many more averages rush per game?
Rush per game, yeah. Rushes
3
per game. 7 more.
Okay.
All right. So it's
I lean too much into it being a trick.
you look at that number and it doesn't feel significant, right? But I think it's 7 is significant.
Yes.
And I also think that it's the way they're running the football. And I think the way they want to run the football is perfect for K9. I don't think we're going to get to this sound, but Raible, you listened to the mic'd up. You sent it to me, right? Mm-hmm. And Raible was low-key talking crap about K9. He just wants to bounce it out. It's not there. He wants to bounce it out. Yeah, no, Sherlock. Of course he's going to bounce it out. But when he bounces it out, my man is moving. First play of the game, nothing's there. He bounces it out. That's why you re-sign him, because he can make something out of nothing. And I think people now appreciate his bouncing out because he showed more patience staying in between the tackles as well.
I loved, you know what? Before I even say it, we're going to get to the best of this Super Bowl 60 mic'd up coming up in 15 minutes. Get your championship gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with both licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Celebrate that title with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. Use code ESPN15, that's 15, for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Let's get to Headline Rewrites.
Extra, extra, reality!
Headline Rewrites.
Must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Seahawks are interviewing 4 in-house candidates for their offensive coordinator job. Andrew Janocko, Jake Peets, Justin Otten, and Mac Brown. What's the real headline?
Not included here is Arthur Smith, the outhouse candidate. Get it?
Stinky.
He's in-house, outhouse, but then outhouse is
I see.
poop.
See what you did?
Yeah.
This reminds me of when I was a kid, right? I was maybe middle school or early high school. It was four of my dudes. We all liked this girl named Asia, and we all were shooting our shot at Asia, and she had to choose up, right? And we all knew we were shooting.
Oh my God, this is like The Bachelor, but with children.
Yeah, she had to choose up. She didn't choose. She didn't choose me. I didn't
That's
win.
tough.
My boy Monte won.
Oh man, are they
Monte
still
won.
together?
No, they're not.
Okay.
But this is what it is. It's like everyone's going after the same thing, and it's respectful. It's respectful competition. Like Monte was going after her. Adarius was going after her. My boy Elmer was going after her. And we all knew.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're just gonna take our shot. She's got to choose up. Mike McDonald got to choose up, and I like that it's in-house because you can kind of try to keep things rolling. What Kubiak did, you got to make it your own. You might change some verbiage or whatnot, but you understand exactly what Mike McDonald wants and how Kubiak executed that. I say keep it in-house, man.
What are the important pieces of Clint Kubiak's offense to carry over? Because interestingly enough, even though the Seahawks were a top 5 scoring offense during the regular season, we didn't spend a ton of time during the season going, oh my God, Clint Kubiak, he's so creative, or like, wow, like there was just so much to talk about with the defense, and Sam is kind of like a, revenge type story, and JSN's amazing season. Like Kubiak, weirdly, for his own offense, took kind of a back seat. So now that we're putting him in the front, putting the spotlight on him, what about this offense do you desperately want to see be carried over?
The run game. We just spent, 10 minutes talking about K9. It has to be the run game. I think that it's weird, man. As I get older, like, I get grumpier, we get off my lawn, and I get more consistent when it comes to run the dang ball. And I'm a receiver, you know what I mean? I remember when I first started coordinating back in, 2011. I was coordinator for Raven High School. Man, we were empty, spread that thing, toss it across the yard. Yeah, you fast forward about 10, 11, 12 years later, we're packed in, we're running the football, we're play actioning. It's like there's a maturity that comes with football. I think that you have a solid defense, you run the rock, and you have a chance to win. So just be consistent with the run.
Headline Rewrites.
Headline number 2, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell says she's heard the NBA will start their expansion process at the next league meeting in March. What's the real headline?
That's true. The NBA plans to announce that they're forming a committee to determine whether or not they're open to announcing it.
The meeting before the meeting.
Yeah, not a lot of people know that. So this is a big deal.
The meeting before the meeting.
This is going to be an announcement that they are planning an announcement in which they will announce a committee.
Yeah.
No, what's actually happening here was that there is a widely circulated report from more than just what they told Maria Cantwell. There was a reporter in Dallas who had this as well, that the league will at some point announce plans to expand to 2 cities this year. Like, that's the report. That's the rumor circulating. Will it happen in March? I don't know. But Maria Cantwell said this because that's when they're having a meeting, and she anticipated they would announce, like, hey, we're exploring this right now, and we'll announce something in summer. You know what I mean? That there will be some traction of some sort on it this year.
Quit playing games with my heart. Who sang
Thank you.
that? Who's like, quit playing
It was,
games
Backstreet
with
Who
my
said that?
heart.
Backstreet Boys.
My heart.
Nick, Kevin, Brian,
AJ.
All right.
Howie, hello.
All right, that's how I'm feeling right now. All right, quit playing games with my heart. We need a basketball team, man. My kids deserve it. Their kids deserve it. Their grandparents deserve it. The city deserves it. This is a basketball town. It's crazy that the city produces all these basketball players. Big up to Rainier Beach and Eastside Catholic putting these dudes out, but they don't have a squad. So let's get it done already.
Adam Silver has said that the league will at least make a decision in 2026 whether or not they want to expand. So even if they don't come out and announce this year, though it is widely reported that they will, even though they don't come out and announce this year which cities they will expand to, they will at the very least, or have said they will, make a decision about expansion this year.
Yeah, here was Brian Windhorst, I think either this morning or yesterday on with Rich Eisen, kind of asked again about NBA expansion.
What I suspect is later this year, the NBA will announce that they are going to form a committee to study expansion, which is going to be an action.
Okay.
Which is code for we're going to expand. But they're not going to say it, but they're going to expand. But there's some arena situations that have to be settled first. So right now there's an arena situation in Portland that is bubbling. There's a couple other arena situations I won't get into. But typically you want to leave, even though I don't think the NBA will relocate, you want to make sure all of your arena situations are settled before you then expand. But then I do think that's where we're headed. But again, it'll be a process. You won't see the Sonics back in 2027. It could be a few years, but I think that's where we are headed.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Luis Castillo added to the Dominican Republic roster for the WBC. That now makes 17 players in the Mariners organization going to the WBC. What's the real headline?
Yeah, Mariners fans are hoping he's been added as a glue guy. He's just there as a clubhouse
Mascot.
dude. Yeah, exactly. Like, Luis, great personality, incredibly likable person. Why don't we rest the arm, man? Just maybe have him just there as like a nice veteran presence.
You said 17 guys, Curtis?
17 of them things.
17 of them things.
The arms
gracious.
are what makes everyone very nervous.
Yeah, man, those arms are fragile. It's a matter of when, not if, when it comes to those injuries.
Don't say that.
Wow.
It's what it is. It's just,
Bob just said that one of the Mariners pitchers will get hurt in the WBC.
hey, every pitcher gets hurt. Am I wrong?
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, you're not
No.
wrong.
I mean, just like in
You're
football.
like Kyle Shanahan right now. Look,
Well, what's funny is
we're all
that
gonna die.
Luis was he was the only starting pitcher last year that didn't get hurt. Because Brian Wu got hurt, Logan got hurt, Kirby got hurt,
I don't
Bryce
like
Miller
the
got
direction
hurt.
of this
Luis
conversation,
was the only
you
one
guys.
that made every start.
What are we doing? What are we doing? Can you knock on a table? What are you doing
Preparing
right now,
ourselves
Curtis?
for the worst is what we're doing.
Oh, God.
I hope it might not happen this year, Has Castillo had the good old surgery yet, Curtis?
I don't
Good old
think he
surgery.
has.
We know what we're talking about.
Curtis, who are the guys in the WBC? Do you have a list? We know some of the big ones, but
Of those 17, not all of them are major leaguers,
Yeah.
but it's just counting guys in the organization. But I know Cal and Gabe Spire on Team USA.
Munoz is
he's with Mexico. I think Randy's with Mexico as well. Julio's with the Dominican
DR.
Republic. Yeah, so quite a lot of big-time contributors to this roster are going to be playing in that. Josh Naylor, Team Canada.
Of course.
Yeah. So those middle weeks of spring training, it's going to be a lot of minor league guys. It's going to be a good opportunity for like Cole Emerson to get plenty of playing time in spring training.
You guys, how soon do you guys think we see Cole Emerson?
I'd say in the season's first half.
Yeah, June.
So at some point, popping in like a May, pre or post Memorial Day, aka my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Are you serious?
31st?
Made it
Thank
well
you.
known.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't remember none of my homies' birthday, but I feel
Yours
like I
is
have
December
to remember
13th.
hers.
Curtis's
She'll
is
get
April
hurt.
9th. What are we doing
Well,
here?
girls are better at that.
It's true.
When's Matt's birthday?
Ooh, I know this.
No, wait, hang on. No one's saying anything. It's April. It's May. It's April.
It's April.
May. It's April 19th.
No, I lied to you. It was May.
It's May. It's May. It's May 12th.
Yep, you got it.
May 12th is my daughter's birthday.
It's May 18th.
Yep, you got it.
What? No, Matt, what day is it really?
You don't need to know that.
No, I do, because I'll never forget it
I
a day
can
in my
understand the
life.
confusion between not knowing if it's April or May.
Matt, what is your
because
birthday?
I don't think I need the listeners knowing that about
We're
me.
going to dox Matt throughout the show today.
The best of Super Bowl mic'd up coming up next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world. You hear me?
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
At Pacific Power Batteries, we know that 3 out of 10 people are pretty good with math. The other 8 people, not so good. That's why we're here to help you select a battery with the best value of dollars per cold cranking amp, per minute reserve capacity, or per amp hour. We speak battery and often use a calculator. So come visit us at Pacific Power Batteries, where, with a 12-volt battery, we'll throw in the extra 0.6 of a volt for no extra charge.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Robert was in big trouble with the IRS.
Yes, I owed them a lot of money, over $52,000.
Then he heard about civic tax relief.
They took great care of me. It went really quick. $52,000 I owed, and they had a payoff for $100, and the IRS accepted it. Man.
Off the hook for just $100?
Civic tax relief will take care of you. Give them a call.
Call Civic Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation. 800-881-4555. 800-881-4555. Individual results may vary. Visit civictaxrelief.com for more information.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The Mariners fix you need during the offseason.
Fans are on their feet. Listen to this.
The Uncruise Adventures Hot Stove, Tuesday nights at 7 on Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
Do you have a car sitting around collecting dust? Well, turn that car into cash at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your vehicle today, pay you right up front, but it gets even better because once they resell your old car, they share 50% of their profit with you. I'm here with my friend Mark Clymer from Wayscar Ford in Auburn. So, Mark, it's been a few years since you started offering this. How's it going?
I got to tell you, customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their vehicle up front. They're getting paid right now. And the best part is when we resell that vehicle, they're getting 50% of the profit.
That 50% has now amounted to over $1 million shared with customers. Why do you think it's working so well?
Let's face it, it's Thunderdome out there with all the auto theft, the identity theft, and the other scams going on today. Less and less people are comfortable trying to sell their car themselves. So we offer them a way to get a lot more money for their car without having to go through all the hassle of trying to sell it themselves.
And it's only at Wayscar Ford, Isuzu in Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
No one panic. I was able to find out Matt's birthday. Just doing a little bit of research.
Nice.
Good on me. Stacey, you're so good at this. Thank you. Let's get to the
All
best.
women are FBI agents, by the way.
I could find out any information about anyone.
It's crazy how women are good at that.
I should have a What I Need to Know where, in addition to people sending us sports questions, they send in like just questions for me to do investigative research.
Mm-hmm.
I missed my calling to be like a legitimate reporter. And instead, I chose to divert all my attention into sports and Real Housewives. Yeah. And instead, all that attention's diverted to just like really neurotic things.
You've been dedicating a lot of your time to the Nancy Guthrie case.
Thank you.
Right now.
Yeah.
As a lot of people are.
Understandably so. But I will not take this on air because you guys are listening to hear some highlights from Super Bowl 60, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We've got what we felt were the best cuts, but if there are any that you guys wanted to get to or moments that we didn't mention here, there was so much. It was 40 minutes. 40 minutes of behind-the-scenes, mic'd-up audio from this. So let's go
I got dressed to this morning. I'm sitting there getting ready, just watching and listening to
your
Mike
hype video. Let's start with Julian Love predicting his own interception.
Classic young quarterback. As soon as that back foot hits, he's going to where he wants, but he's pausing for a second to confirm that he's open. He's not blindly doing like Stafford. There's like a little hitch there. Okay. You can show you jumped that.
Made from the shotgun. 2nd down and 3. Steps up in the pocket, gonna let one fly down the seam, and it's intercepted. Julian Love is right where he's supposed to be at free safety.
You knew yours was coming.
I'm telling you.
You've been in the race spot the whole time.
Kyle Shanahan called Julian Love one of the smartest safeties in the league. And even though Drake May threw that one right to Julian, you can still hear Julian on the sideline doing exactly what makes him so special, telling all these guys things he's picking up on with Drake May.
No, that's a good observation. I mean, that's I'm not downplaying what Julian's talking about, but that's typical of young QBs too. And that shows you how good Matthew Stafford is. That he referenced Matthew Stafford. Like, Stafford's getting to that back foot and he's letting that thing fly because he believes in what he's seeing. And that was a conversation I felt like we weren't having enough about Drake May. Everyone's talking about Sam Darnold. Can Sam take care of the football? Can he win the big game?
Can he fight his demons?
Oh, boy, it's 23.
23.
He's 23. Like, he's a good football player. I think he has a great future in this league. But Matthew Stafford has had thousands of more snaps in this league than this 23-year-old. That's something that was underestimated, and it's beautiful the way that Julian kind of depicted just the youth in Drake May.
We posted a video from Radio Row interviewing Brian Baldinger, and I really should have gone back to it more often. In that interview, Brian Baldinger goes, well, there's 17 years of experience separating Matthew Stafford and Drake May. That's something I'm watching for in this game. Brian, you wily devil, you knew. Darnold congratulating Julian.
How about a little pick in the soupy? Come on, dude. Love you, bro. Love you.
Something Mike Golick Jr. called a candidate for the widest line ever uttered after a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know Sam Darnold will be down with Shuddy. He'd be down with Yoffs. Tutty.
Yoffs, for sure.
Soupy is one I had never heard before,
Soupy.
but it is now part of my lexicon.
Yeah.
He sounded deeply Cali with that one.
Soupy. He sounded like he's a surfer in Manhattan
He
Beach.
sounded like the SNL sketch called The Californian, where like Kristen Wiig and Bill Hader.
Picking the soupy.
How about a pick on the soup? Did you take the 5 to get here? The 5 to the Super Bowl? Sound like
I
Carl?
hate that. That's the way people describe the way that we talk, man.
That's not the way that we talk, man.
Hey, when they talk about black dudes, more like, yeah, get in the core right now. That's how black dudes talk.
Why do you sound like you're from Chicago?
Get in the core right now. Nah, fool. That's Cali.
It's like
Cali
Easy right there.
Yeah. Watch.
That's what
you know
Cali black
what
dudes
I
sound like?
want you to go do?
Okay.
It's on Netflix right now.
Okay.
Go watch Boys in the Hood. Okay. I need you to watch that.
Doesn't someone die?
Of course.
That happens in a lot of movies, Stacy.
That's why I look up the ending to everything. But I will watch Boys in the Hood.
No, you're not. Don't
yes,
say
I
you're
will.
gonna
No, I'm
do
going
it.
to do it. I'm going to do it. I told you to watch Weapons.
I couldn't because it was on HBO. I was ready for it. Let me use that login.
Okay.
All right.
Next up, Ernest Jones calls out Patriots' run game.
Hey, stay down for the run. Hey, it's a run.
The handoff goes to Stevenson, and he's going to get dropped. A loss of a yard. They tried to catch the Seahawks sleeping at the line of scrimmage, and these guys don't sleep.
Harnett. Hey, good job. Told y'all, watch that run.
Yep, he told him, and it absolutely was.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Watching this just gave me chills, man. I love my family, I love my kids, and then there's football, like in that order. And I love football so much, and to hear just the smarts of a Ernest Jones, the emotion, the calmness of a Julian Love. You know, Julian makes a play, just like whatever. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different variations of emotion and personality in a football game. That's what makes this game so great. And then you add that there's 70 dudes in this locker room. You got a dude from Montana. You got a guy from the South, East Coast, West Coast. And they all come together. Man, I was watching this, just getting hyped up. I was ready to play watching this, man.
You started
come on.
taking your sweatshirt and then just reaching for your pads. Like,
Yeah.
wait, never mind. I'm getting dressed for the wrong job here. Witherspoon and McDonald post game.
Those Mama do. Come on. I told they ass, man. I tried to tell them. I love you, man. And they told you what coach of the year. Blues. Let's go. I love you, buddy. I love you too, coach. Man. Appreciate you, baby. Man. I love you. I'm around with you always. How many sacks do you have today? Hey, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I read that those two have obviously a great relationship, but that Witherspoon just is a really smart player. Like they have a lot of back and forth. I read that.
Who? McDonald and
Brady said it.
And Witherspoon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, Witherspoon is such an instinctive type of player. You know, like his first sack, I described it, a couple days ago, but it was beautiful. He was one-on-one with a guard, and he did a swim move as if he's a defensive lineman. Like, I mean, he can do it all, and he's a $185. You know what I'm saying? He gets after the quarterback. He can cover. He's got hands. He's an all-pro guy for a reason, and he is the epitome, I think you said this other day, of why you don't just look at the stats. Watch the dang game and see how this young man is being used. Yeah, they have a great relationship.
Yeah, he's the king of it doesn't show up in the box score. Let's go to Curtis's nominee for one of the best moments, best cuts. It's Marshawn Lynch surprising Mike McDonald pregame.
Well, have a day, young fella.
I didn't see it. Well played.
Truly, there must be a trap door in the floor.
What was great about that clip, is that they show McDonald just kind of walking around, and then Marshawn just kind of bounces up out of a crouch, like appears out of nowhere. It's like, oh my, that's Marshawn, and he's just kind of recreates that moment that he had before McDonald's first ever game with the Seahawks. I think it was that Week 1 game against the Broncos back in 2024 where he was like giving McDonald a shoulder rub before the game and whatnot. That's got to be pretty cool to just Marshawn's just right there.
Like a leprechaun.
Again.
He just shows up.
Yeah.
You know what's
Whoa,
funny?
where did it come from?
Young fella. Marshawn is actually really older than Mike McDonald.
I had to Google it. I had to Google
Marshawn
it.
gotta
He's a
be
year
40.
older.
He's like my age.
He's 39. He
Yeah.
might be turning 40 this year, but
Yeah.
I was like, wow,
It's crazy.
he's right. He
young
is
fella.
younger. How about your rookie saying, I'm ready to die today?
Here we go. Seattle Seahawks get the ball first. The handoff to Walker. He's going to go left. Gets a block outside. Turns upfield. He's going to have a first down.
Look, I'm ready to die today. Me too.
First play of the game.
Oh.
You're going to run through a wall.
Oh my God, man. I'm so jealous. I'm happy for these dudes, but I'm jealous because when you're done playing, you search for that adrenaline. Every day of my life, I search for that. And that's honestly why a lot of these NFL guys go into depression afterwards, right? I went through it. Like my first 2 or 3 years, I couldn't watch football because you'll never have that feeling again. So that's why every time I talk to these young dudes, I try to, hey, enjoy this because once it's gone, it's gone. On a football field, you got to be ready to die. I remember when I first started playing football, my cousin told me, he goes, you got to be low-key crazy to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not, then you're going to phase out fairly quickly. I was low-key crazy, still phased out quickly. I just wasn't good enough. But you got to have that spirit in you, man, and that's what Raible has.
There's a ton more to get to. We didn't get to it all. I will say two things I loved from this also. One, when they showed a really patient run by Ken Walker, you had both sidelines. Obviously, everyone's mic'd up. Both sidelines mentioning looking like Le'Veon Bell out there. I thought that was pretty cool. And then also, it became very obvious in watching this, not sure how you guys felt, who the leaders were on this team and who's kind of, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of reaffirming something people already think, like, oh, it's Big Cat, it's Cooper Kupp, it's Ernest Jones. But when you're seeing it in action, you're like, oh, these are why these guys are so important to what they do.
Those little interactions, conversations, and tidbits that they give are crucial. They are coaches on the football field.
Yeah, you can tell guys go up to them and they'll talk to them or, can't get enough of the Seahawks Super Bowl victory. We can't either. Tune in Monday on President's Day for a special rebroadcast of the Seahawks win over the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Relive every championship moment starting Monday at 10 a.m. And the best part is because they won. When they're forced to punt or kick a field goal, you go, that's fine.
Don't worry about it.
Stress-free listening. Get Off My Lawn coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
This is what it's all about, right?
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The pure joy.
To beat the Patriots, especially in the 49ers stadium, it means everything. It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Just like Mike McDonald said, we did not care.
We got a parade to get to.
And the Seahawks Super Bowl parade is Wednesday.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Get your Seahawks Super Bowl champions gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Celebrate the title team with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. If you're celebrating downtown, shop in person at Simply Seattle on First Ave. And get ready for spring training with Mariners gear and Simply Originals like the Kid Logo hoodie. Code ESPN15 at simplyseattle.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Seahawks radio analyst Bryan Walters joining us in 15 minutes right now. It's a Wednesday. No, it's not. It's a Thursday at 10:45.
Look,
Normally it's a Wednesday.
We wouldn't have been able to hear a single thing Bump said yesterday out on the floor.
Bump was in the middle of a parade, in the parade. It's time for Get Off My Lawn. Bump, you got 3 things grind in your gears this week. What's first?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
This is, I guess this was more kind of lighthearted because it's a Super Bowl parade. Get Off My Lawn edition. Some things that could be fixed, I feel like. You want to make these things better? All right, that's what guys do.
Is this your suggestion
You
box?
experience it, and you're like, you know, we could do different. This is what we can do.
Okay.
All right, hold up. One, They gave us a lot of water on those floats, Stacy. Lots of water.
Okay.
We'll call it Pullman water if you know what I'm talking about. Lots of water on those floats. It took like an hour and a half maybe to get through the whole thing. No porta potties, no restroom breaks. We got to have a spot where guys can jump off the float and use the restroom, because I dang near needed the pins that day. I was holding it so long that as soon as, once you get closer to your destination, like your body starts to fail you and be like, yeah, you better go right now. Now, in the middle of it, my mind was like, all right, I have to hold it because we got at least 45 minutes. But then as soon as we got towards the end, then you start doing what I call my kids the pee-pee dance. You start moving around and stuff.
Shuffling.
Yeah. There were no porta potties. So whoever designed this whole thing, it was great. I loved it. But have one stop where the guys can hop off real quick, relieve themselves, get back on, and then keep it pushing. Because I know I wasn't the only one.
Well, or don't have it delayed 40 minutes.
That too.
I think that would have helped.
Because then we're sitting there drinking our Pullman water.
That's what was happening.
And I'm like, all right, I'm behind schedule right now.
Now, hear me out. Football players, they're used to making do with the opportunities they have. How many of these guys just took a quick turn right off the truck?
Maybe some did. I wasn't comfortable doing it.
I'm telling you.
Jen Mueller was in the float with me, so, respect the ladies. I ain't doing that.
Minimum one offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Went on the route. I can guarantee you.
For sure. So just a little suggestion.
Okay.
Maybe one stop where you can stop and relieve yourself.
Okay, bathroom breaks.
All right.
What's next?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
People were awesome, man. I mean, I didn't realize how deep this city was and the passion that they had, and people were excited. But if you know me, you call my name. If you yell, bump. All right, obviously, you listen to the show. You're familiar with me. Don't ask for my hat. I'm a bald man. I am not taking this hat off, okay? I am bald. If I have not cleanly shaven my head and I got the cul-de-sac on, I am not taking this hat off, okay? Some few kids, bump, let me have your hat. And I look at them and go, I'm bald? You know I'm bald.
The audacity.
Only time this hat is off is when I'm on TV or at my little ceremony later on today where it's just formal and I got to take the hat off, right? Bald men do not take their hat off. Okay, we have to be fully prepared for the day to take the hat off. The audacity for you to call my name and then ask for my hat. And that hat that I got at the Super Bowl, that was expensive. I ain't taking that. Yeah, I know. I might ride first class, Stacy.
Right.
But I am kind of cheap. Okay.
I believe it.
Don't ask for my hat, please.
Not the cul-de-sac.
The cul-de-sac was popping yesterday. I didn't shave that thing. I'm like, look, I know we going to be on the floor, going to be outside. I'm going to have my shades on and my hat. I'm good. Stop asking for my dang hat. Love y'all, but too many people were asking for my hat.
I can't believe they were asking for the hat.
It was like 6 kids. Bum, let me get your hat. And I look and I go, I'm bald. I'm bald.
Oh, no.
Come on, man.
Okay, what's last?
Last one.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Now, people were asking us to sign stuff along the way. They'd run up a towel or whatnot. And a lot of times, they throw a football. I catch it, boom, I sign it. Listen, if you ain't got no hands, don't throw the football because we got to throw it back, okay? And I felt so bad. This lady threw me the football, boom, I sign it, I throw it back, and it's on the line. Because we're kind of deep now. Because we're moving. And it popped her in the forehead. I felt so bad. Why'd
you put so much zip on
it? We were deep. It's on a line. I got to make sure I hit my target. I had to put it on a line, man.
Put it on a line.
Could you hear it hum like when a quarterback there?
I think it was on the line.
Did everyone go, oh,
yes.
no?
We were like 25 yards away at that point because I passed it around. Everyone signed it. And then, your boy got scholarships to play quarterback. So
okay.
I put it on. I did. I did.
Plural?
Temple and Indiana.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I
you could have been Fernando.
I could have been Fernando, right? Put it on a line, and I just saw her head go, yeah. I felt bad, but I had to do it. I had to make sure she got the football because people be stealing stuff out there. So if you don't have hands, you're not ready to catch the football. Okay, you're at a parade. Don't do it.
I cannot believe that Michael Bumpus hit a woman in the face with a football on the parade.
Hey.
That's wild.
Listen, it was a small window, okay? The windows were small. The defense was there.
Did she have the hands up?
She had them up. But as soon as I let it go, I was like, she ain't catching that. She's not catching that.
You had the adrenaline.
Oh,
you had that moment when I played the sound earlier of Raible saying, I'm going to die out here.
Yeah.
You were feeling the adrenaline of the moment.
Yeah.
And you were like, we did this.
Gotta put
we
on the
run
line.
this.
I think Ray was next to me. He goes, dang, Mom, you got an arm. I was like, Ray, I had to put it on a line. We were 25 yards away at that point.
I love the idea of all the people around this woman going, oh my God, are you okay? I'm assuming she was fine.
Yeah, I mean, she snapped back and then she came back. I saw she was fine.
I love the idea of all the people around this woman going, oh my God, are you okay? I can't believe this happened. And then other football guy, Ray Roberts, going, what an arm.
Like, dang, Mom.
What a throw.
You got an arm. I was like, yeah, man.
Got it in a tiny window.
I went to Indiana and Temple and played quarterback, man. I just didn't want the responsibility.
That's what it was.
Heck no. What, quarterback responsibility? I'm good.
Do you ever wonder what your life would have been like if you would have been a quarterback?
Never.
Not even a little bit?
I wasn't good enough to be in the NFL at QB. I was just an athlete who can throw.
Apparently really hard.
And they don't develop athletes anymore, or quarterbacks anymore.
Well, you still got it, man.
Yeah. Hey.
You still got it.
Anybody need a flag quarterback? I'm not running routes. Don't ask me to run.
He's not responsible for you getting hurt, too. So be ready. Get those hands ready. Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th. That's Saturday, right? Anyways, head to Seattle Sports. Okay, thank you. Head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. So don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. Jumping back into not just where the Seahawks go from here, but I want to learn more about how this parade was for Brian Walters on the float with Bump. Seahawks radio analyst Brian Walters joins us next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald's first interview since winning the Super Bowl. Only on the Mike Macdonald Show with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Kimmel last night.
Yeah, I was very surprised. Jimmy's like so gracious, treated my family great. Just everybody was just awesome. Even they got me that shirt. Like I didn't have a shirt. Costume people, they had like a rack of clothes and like nothing fit because I'm like weird shape. So they had to like bring me another shirt because like I would have looked like fat guy in a little shirt.
Get the full conversation now on the Seattle Sports app.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
If you actually are the person that will take care of them after the fact, if you actually will be there for them, if you will pick up your phone, then they come back to you.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Well, this week's First Mark Challenge victory goes to Roger. Roger, why did you call First Mark Insurance?
Over the last several years, my homeowner's insurance policies just kept on going up and up and up. For years, it was $1,100. Last year, it was $2,500. And this year, $5,000. That's what got me to call First Mark Insurance.
Were they able to save you any money?
Absolutely. Within a couple of days, came up with a proposal that blew my socks off. It was an amazing amount of reduction in cost.
Did they they improve your coverage while saving you all that money?
They did both. The coverage is better and the cost is substantially less. It's half as much as I was paying last year. Recommend First Mark to anyone who is looking to get better coverage at less cost.
Well, Roger did it, my family did it, and you got to do it, and it's totally free. Take the First Mark Challenge and see how much they can save you and how much better your coverage will get. Maybe you will be our next First Mark Challenge victory. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com. First Mark Insurance. They work for you.
For 100 days, I'm going to cross the 7 continents because the answers to everything important are out there at the edges of our world. I'm stepping into the unknown. Where are we going? To see our planet as it's never been seen before. From pole to pole.
Pole to Pole with Will Smith from National Geographic. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Show me the way.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest. This is the power of 12 as one, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Breaking this morning from ESPN's Jesse Rogers, MLB owners have voted in favor of a rule that will force first and third base coaches to stay in their boxes until a pitch is thrown. The goal of the rule is to prevent pitch stealing, something that was a complaint most recently during Game 7 of the World Series.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross. Here we go now.
Seahawks radio analyst Bryan Walters joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Before we look back at the Super Bowl or look ahead to the Seahawks offseason, let's talk about yesterday. B-Walt, you were on the float. How was the parade? What was it like?
Oh, really low key. Not very many people showed up.
Yeah.
I had to deal with bump all day, just standing up, doing what it was so awesome. It was so fun. It just kind of brought back memories back in 2013. Except this time, I think when you have a year of experience of a parade, they do it better the second time because I thought the logistics of it made a lot more sense. Kind of starting at Lumen Field, then doing the parade, and then going back to Lumen to go home when you don't have all the traffic. So it was a lot easier in that regard. So it was great. I know Bump had a good time. It was fun to be on a float with the guys, the broadcast crew. And you know what I was shocked by is how many people I drove by and they just give me a Juanita High School shout out. I thought that was pretty fun.
Yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot.
There was a lot. It was like, Juanita, you give them love for it. So I thought that was really cool, but a really good job by the Seahawks putting that on, or whoever put that on. I'm sure it's the Seahawks, but probably a lot of the city of Seattle as well.
Yeah, it was fun. Being in a float with a Super Bowl champion. B was flexing the ring. That was pretty cool. Our group was awesome, and that was fun. But just reflecting on the Super Bowl itself, man. I mean, we were out there obviously watching the game, and I felt at no point during that game, B, did I feel like the Hawks were going to lose. Right, even when it was just 3-0. 6-0, 9-0. It always felt like they were in control. Did you feel the same way, or where was a moment where you felt like they were going to get it done?
Once it got to 9-0 bump, that's when I said, okay, the Patriots aren't going to score twice on these guys. Because, when it's a one-score game, it was 6-0. I mean, I know the Seahawks were absolutely dominating the game, but you never know about that one fluke play, that one just, Hail Mary, throw it up and ball tip, whatever it is, and there's a touchdown. And then you're all of a sudden down, and you're going, okay, this is a different game now. But once they got to the 9-0 mark, I felt pretty confident because that defense was just really unstoppable. They brought their A game and totally dominant. I mean, overpowering the Patriots. We all saw it. And I think the one thing I was most shocked about is what the Patriots brought offensively. To me, if you got to attack the Seahawks defense, you go back to what's worked against the Seahawks defense, and you kind of go back to Matt Stafford, right? What have they done against them all year? And I mean, Matthew Stafford gets the ball out quick, gets it out early. He's not putting the ball in harm's way, and they kind of attack the middle of the field a little bit, kind of high load Ernest Jones with those in routes and all that stuff. But Patriots didn't do any of that. Nothing. Like, you didn't see it one bit. It was Drake May dropping back, trying to hold the ball for 6 seconds, 7 seconds. And kind of playing their game. So once I saw that the Patriots were just going to be super simple and kind of running their basic stuff, and again, it was like, these guys are going to have a hard time scoring. And again, they didn't score until the fourth quarter and kind of when the game was already out of reach.
Ken Walker made himself a lot of money this postseason, set to hit free agency. Obviously, the Seahawks would presumably love to be able to retain him. How important is that for you? Bryan, we opened the show by talking about kind of our own priority list for offseason moves for Seattle, and Ken Walker was right up there near the top for both of us. What about you?
Yeah, the way he finished the season, absolutely. And again, the big part of this is, to me, the way Kenneth Walker was able to finish the season so strong has a lot to do with that two-back system that you have during the season. And you're taking the reps off him. You're taking the hits off of him. Because I don't think that Kenneth Walker's able to do this if he's that number one guy, getting 25, 30 carries a game or touches a game throughout the entire season. Because his track record shows that he hasn't been able to stay healthy when he is that guy. So that two running back system is so important, I think, for the Seahawks team. And it proved itself there for this final run because Kenneth Walker, when he had to step up, when he had to be the number one guy, could do it. So there's like the tricky part there, I think, that if Charbonnet, I don't know when he'll be back. I don't know if he's going to make the start of the season. I don't know what they said. I don't know where he'll be as far as health-wise and when he gets to be 100%. And so if the Seahawks have to start the season with just kind of a one running back system with K9, then that'll be interesting because I don't know if Kenneth Walker's been able to do that for an entire year. So, look, K9 had a heck of a run. There's a lot of running back and free agent running backs out there. And the only thing also that scares me is I think there's going to be a team that's going to totally overpay for him. They're going to see what he did. And I don't know if the Seahawks are that type of team to go and match one of those huge offers, a big offer that K9 might get. We want to see him back. I think it would be awesome to see that as many guys from a Super Bowl team back as possible is always the goal. But it's not always realistic because now you're the hot commodity. Everyone wants everyone that was making plays and wants kind of what you had. So we'll see. But I do think it's a big time. If he can do a little bit of a discount, I think we'd all love to see K9 back.
Probably a tough one to ask, tough question to ask for you just to think of it off the top of your head. But can you remember a move that was made in between your two Super Bowl runs that was disappointing to you? Because I feel like, just like you described, right, we're going to be disappointed. Someone's not going to be here. Can you remember a move that made you feel that way?
You know what one was? Golden Tate. Golden Tate wasn't there for our second Super Bowl that we lost. And, we were all so close as the wide receivers. And G. Tate was one of my best golfing buddies. We'd go out all the time, play golf. And I know he got a good deal with did he go to the Lions right away? I believe he went to the Lions straight from Seattle. And that was a little bit of a shocker because that was kind of our first core wide receiver group guy that left, and he got a payday. And I know he wanted to be back in Seattle. You knew that, but it just got too expensive, and you got to go. Sometimes you got to go to chase the big check sometimes. So That was one that was tough on the wideouts and the team because we all like Golden. He was a good buddy, but you were so happy for him at the same time. Yeah, you're just like, man, nice work. And he excelled. He excelled in Detroit. It was fun to watch him get more targets, I should say. Obviously, our system we had back in the day in 13 and 14, and Golden Tate went out there and got his targets and really made a name for himself out in Detroit.
Seattle isn't losing a lot of their offensive starters, but they are losing their offensive coordinator. What's the challenge here for Mike Macdonald as he transitions to someone else? Like, how do you try to make sure you can have as much consistency as possible, carryover as possible from 25?
It's, I think the good thing is Coach Macdonald knows exactly what he wants now. He did the trial and error thing with Grubb, who was, you throw the ball 40, 50 times a game, it felt like. And then you did Kubiak, totally different, where he's going to run the ball no matter what. You're going to get his runs in 25, 30 times a game. And so I think you went both ways there, and you found out what you like. You know the formula you like. So that's the good thing. So you can kind of empty out or take out a bunch of candidates right there at the top. Just the ones that are going to be pass happy, spread it out, sit in the pocket and throw. Take them all out. You don't want them. Now the tricky part will be a guy that just kind of has that same demeanor, the same game plans that Kubiak does. And I think he's mentioned before, they're probably going to hire from within. So you're going to go passing game coordinator, you're going to go running game, you're going to go line coach. Whoever he thinks is most ready is my guess who's going to step up and be that. But I think keeping it kind of the same, very consistent, that same style that you saw all year where you just mesh that run game with all the pass game is kind of built off the run game will be super important. And I have to believe that that's what Coach Macdonald's going to go to, because that's kind of what brought this whole team together, was the just how all three phases kind of mesh together.
AB, I think you would agree that Sam Darnold isn't like a top 4 or 5 quarterback, but how has he elevated in your mind when it comes to his position when you do talk about the better quarterbacks in the league?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's number one as far as most winning quarterback. How about that one?
Right.
Which I guess is what matters the most. But again, I don't like that. I don't like winning as a quarterback stat. I don't think it's legit, just as I hate it as a pitcher's stat in baseball. It just seems weird that a guy can allow 8 runs in a game and, your offense scores 9 runs and they get the win. But then another guy can throw 9 innings, a 1-run ball, and the offense doesn't put any runs up. And anyway, that's a tangent in itself. So anyway, but Sam Darnold, I think the best thing he did all year was, and you could see it in all his press conferences, just his demeanor. He just shut out the noise, and he was going to get all kinds of hate, all kinds of just under the microscope. One interception he throws. Oh my goodness, what is this? Like, what was he doing? Sam Darnold's back to the old Jet Sam Darnold, and he has to hear that all week long, especially after that 4 interception game against the Rams. And the best part about him is he didn't change the way he played. He just kept slinging it. In the first half of the season, he was the most explosive quarterback in the league, and he was just letting it go. He had a couple tough games in the middle of the season, some interceptions, but then he got back to that. He got back to his old self where he just didn't care. He went out, and I think one of the best parts of it is he talks about it. And I think Kurt Warner talked about it. He might have been on with you guys a while back, but look, if you throw 4 interceptions in a game, at least you're throwing it. At least you're dropping back, and you're still trying to make your reads, and you're trying to sling it in there. It's easy to throw 1 or 2 interceptions and then just shut it down and just check down. I'm not throwing another interception, and be a little scared, play scared ball. But he didn't do that one bit. He just kept going with his game the whole rest of the season and just kept making his reads, kept trying to fit the football into tight windows that he has fitted in all season long. Throwing the deep ball, I don't know. I think to me, that's the best thing about it, is the way he just kept playing his game and didn't change a thing because of what the outside perspective was of him.
You know what good coaching is. You've played for a future Hall of Fame coach in Pete Carroll. What impresses you, not just about Mike Macdonald as a defensive play caller, but as a head coach and the culture he's built here?
Well, yeah, first off, on defense, I think what impressed me the most is it didn't matter who was injured this year. It really didn't. It was crazy how the defense just stepped up no matter what, and they were always in the right positions. They always put his guys in the right positions to make plays. I mean, if you go back, I know it wasn't quite to the 49ers level as far as injuries and season-ending injuries, but you didn't have a full defense for quite some time this season, all your starters playing together. And the way that you still finished the season as the number one scoring defense, and you saw the depth that this team has and the ability Coach McDonald has to work a game plan around the personnel that he has in the game. That was the most impressive thing to me. And then as a head coach, just the respect that he's gotten from the players. You never hear any, not that it's normal to do that, but all the players are just gung-ho about Coach McDonald, and giving him hugs, and they just love to play for him. And to me, that's the big thing. He's kind of brought this mix of being this hard-nosed defensive coach, defense, but then he's a huge, big-time players coach as well, where the players just love it. They love putting in that extra work. They love just the schemes. They love flying around, putting their body in harm's way just for their coach, for their team, and for their teammates. So I think that's the biggest thing that I got from him, is how he got the best out of all his players, and to play for him like that.
Hey, during the speech, Leo gets up on stage and he says, "We're coming back next year," and everyone gets excited. I feel like every Super Bowl champion says that, right? We'll be back next year, but it's hard to do, which but you've done it. How does this team get back to the Super Bowl next year?
How do they get back? Good one. Well, for starters,
you did it. I mean,
we did it.
Tell me how to do it.
We did it, and we kept pretty much the same personnel. We really did. There was not a whole lot of guys going their own ways, different ways. Like I mentioned, one, Golden Tate, but other than that, defensively, your core stuck together, and that'll be the big question. What are they going to do with the cornerbacks? Josh Jobe, free agent, Reek Woolen, free agent. What are they going to do there? Kobe Bryant. So you have your whole back end that's kind of like, wow, they could be elsewhere. They could get a job somewhere else, higher paying. And so I'll be kind of curious to see what happens with that. But I think the difference between this team and in 2013 is, if that happened in 2013, there's a huge drop off. I mean, those are, you have, let's just put hypothetically, Earl Thomas was a free agent after 13, right? I don't think he was, but let's just say, and Richard Sherman was a free agent, and, let's say Byron Maxwell. I mean, those are three huge defenders, right? And if they don't come back, if one of them doesn't come back, it's a whole different team. Where this squad, I feel like it's different. It's built different, because if one of those guys doesn't come back, I feel like Coach McDonald has proven time in and time out he has the ability to just throw another guy in there who's going to be just as good, if not better, than one of those guys. So I think that's a bonus that this team has, more so than back in 2013. So that'll be a key piece, but I think they can do it. I really do. It's about culture. It's about the culture. They felt the win. They know what it takes now, and I think they want more. It's a hungry group, man. It just doesn't. You don't get that feeling that they're satisfied. They're already kind of on to the next one. They're talking about next year, and it's not a satisfied. It's a hungry young group. So I think that's probably the main thing, is just staying motivated, and they are.
I wanted to ask a very quick follow-up. I didn't save you a lot of time, so I apologize. This is probably better for another conversation, but I have to ask now. Before we let you go, I know that you told Bump the most important thing for you guys to run it back was keeping pretty much the same personnel. What felt different, though? Like, you had to enter the season with a target on your guys' back. Was there, mental hurdles you guys had to overcome?
Yeah, I don't think we started very fast the year after that, if I'm mistaken. Yeah. I can't remember exactly, but I think we were 1-2, and we were having team meetings like, hey, how do we turn this around? And yeah, a lot of it probably is a little Super Bowl hangover effect. And sorry, I'm probably getting long-winded. I know I need to be quick, but after you go through all these huge games, the NFC Championship, the Super Bowl, the playoffs, all this stuff, then you go back to week one. It's tough. It's tough to kind of get up for that kind of stuff, because it's just not the same energy. So that's a trick. That's something you kind of got to get used to again, I think. But that's a lot of times why you get some slow starts from these Super Bowl champion teams.
We'll have to get you back on closer to the start of the season. We'll have you on before then, but I think that to me, Bryan, is, and I think to a lot of listeners, the most fascinating thing is like, well, you've been part of a team that went back, and I know that it wasn't the outcome you guys wanted, but even to get back there is a rarity. So you have experienced a lot of what these guys are going to be going through. So I'm sure it's a question we'll visit again. He is Seahawks radio analyst Bryan Walters. Thanks, B-Walt.
Thanks, B.
Hey, yep, no problem. Bump, Hall of Fame tonight. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, we'll see you.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump. Who do you feel will not be on the team next year?
The sad part of a season ending is the band breaks up. There's going to be a new 70 in there. There'll be some familiar faces, but also some guys who are not going to be there. And this isn't because I don't think he's good enough. I just think that someone is going to pay him more than the Hawks are willing to, and I think that's Reek Willen. I don't think Reek's going to be back. I think he had himself a good season, and it's so, I think cornerback is the toughest position to play in football, 1, because you're reacting, and 2, because you give a one catch and people are calling for your job. Like, it's crazy. You expect the DB to never give up a pass or a touchdown, and because of some of the mistakes Reek has made, fans just jump on him. When he is a good football player, he's a top 15 corner in this league, and there's 32 divided times 4, you do the math, and
don't have me do it.
He's top 10, 15, but I don't think he's going to be here, and I think that someone's going to pay him. I think it's going to be deserved, and someone else is going to have to step up.
Second down. What team will we learn the most about next year?
The Patriots. You go to the Super Bowl, you don't get an easy schedule anymore. You go to the Soupy, no easy schedule for you. So we're going to find out exactly what Raible is made of. Now, their 70 is going to be different, but now you're going to have a tough schedule now, homie. It ain't going to be a walk in the park like it was this year. Granted, you won your game, you got to the Super Bowl, you did what you're supposed to do, but that schedule was softer than baby poop.
4th place schedule plus the NFC South.
Yeah, it's going to look a little different for them. So I'm interested. What is Drake May going to look like? What's his progression going to look like? How does Raible kind of revamp this team and get them ready for a tough season? What they do have there, though, is culture. You can tell that, right? That's what Raible's all about. That's what the Patriots are all about. But once you go to the Super Bowl, you don't get a high draft pick and you don't get an easy schedule. So we're going to learn about the Pats and see exactly what they are made of.
Third down. What's the best thing about the Seahawks OC hunt?
Mike Macdonald knows exactly what he's looking for now. He knows it. And doing in-house, 4 in-house candidates that you start the show off with, we'll get back to it. Is that headlines? Headline rewrites? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll get back to it. But I like that in 2 years, he's made mistakes and corrected them. We talk about the linebacker position. New linebackers, boom, you're good. We talk about the offensive coordinator. Didn't work up with Grubb, freaking Kubiak, boom, you're good. Offensive line staff, just our offensive staff, just revamped that whole thing minus the wideout position. Good. I think that when you have reached the pinnacle and you have had to go through all these changes and made mistakes and new hires, you're solid in your beliefs now. You know what works in this league. Now you got to adjust every single year because no 2 years are the same, but the foundation is set and he knows exactly what he's looking for. So I am confident. I fully believe that if these 4 in-house candidates sit down and don't say the right things and have the right vision, Mike's going to be like, look, I love you, but I got to look elsewhere. He's shown that he's not afraid to make the tough decisions. So that's the best thing about this hunt. I would love to have Kubiak back. Obviously, that's not happening, but I trust that Mike Macdonald knows exactly what he's looking for.
Fourth down. We were just joined by Seahawks radio analyst Bryan Walters and Super Bowl champ. Anything stand out from Bryan?
Yeah, he said the move that I talked about, maybe Reek not being back because other teams going to pay him more. The move that he felt gave that same feel was Golden Tate. And then Golden Tate went to Detroit and tore it up. Golden Tate is a sleeper when it comes to wideouts. He also said that he liked the way that Sam Darnold just played his game and was the same dude week in and week out. Even after winning the Super Bowl, my man was still just calm. He goes to his parents, hey, did this because of you guys. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't even really let loose until yesterday. I saw him yesterday at the parade. That's the first time I saw him hollering and screaming and showing that emotion. But that just shows you the demeanor of a quarterback. Like, he has to be that way. He can't be the up and down guy. You get to a certain stage in your career, you can be crazy like Tom Brady. Tom Brady was crazy second on the sidelines. Peyton Manning as well. But that's just not Sam Darnold, man. He does it his way. I appreciate him for it. And And it was fun to see him kind of let loose yesterday.
What'd you make of the fact that the first thing Bryan said when asked, hey, how'd you guys get back, was about personnel? Like, yeah, me as a fan, right? I never played. I always think of like, oh, the mental hurdles. You know, it would just, you'd be in your head. There's a target on your back. But he said, got to keep it simple. We ran basically the same group back.
Yeah.
That was a big part of it.
Like, the core has to be back. And when you think of the core guys, you think Leo, Ernest, Murph, J-Love, Jason, Sam Darnold, Spoon. K9 is one of those guys.
Yeah.
He could be a piece that's missing. Like, K9, Kobe, and Reek are the three names where I'm like, man, one of these three, if not two, are probably not going to be back. And how do you replace those guys?
Yeah. I think on the flip side, you can look at personnel that you are getting. Are you going to get Riley Mills for a full season?
Yeah. Right.
He had a very cool first career sack. Torrey Horton, we got so many questions about him at the end of the season. Like, is he going to be able to come back? I don't know that he's going to, suddenly spring into your perfect wide receiver 2 role, but like, that's a weapon that you don't have to go out and find.
Yeah.
You already have him. I do wonder about, like, what does the next year look like for Kupp and DeMarcus Lawrence, who are very important guys, both under contract, but, like, in what capacity? Are they still here?
I think they got at least another year in them.
Yeah.
At least another year. And I want to see.
D-Law was crazy good.
D-Law would look like he was 28 years old.
He looked so much better than people gave him credit for.
He even looks 28, like in his face, too.
Yeah.
He looks like a young man.
I'm going to ask about a skincare regimen.
Right?
I think I know.
Think you know?
The timeline coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. But the good news is that changed because of Wayscar Ford in Auburn. The first time I went out there, I was really nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure. I feel like I'm going to get ripped off or pressure to make a decision that day that I'm just not ready for. But instead, I felt immediately comfortable because there's absolutely no pressure at Wayscar Ford, period. And they back it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100% no questions asked money-back guarantee. Wayscar Ford is only going to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, Wayscar Ford in Auburn is where you need to go. By the way, they don't just have Fords. They have everything. Take it from me or check out their reviews. They have thousands of 5-star reviews you can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford has been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. And trust me, you don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people. See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
You guys have by now seen the viral photo of the Seahawks stacking helmets in their team meeting room. At the top now lies the Patriots helmet in the Super Bowl, punctured with a spear right through the tip. It's just very cool. Very cool.
Love it.
One of the best visuals of the season. What was the motivational reason behind it, though? Where did it start? Julian Love explained it.
You've probably seen, I don't know what they're calling it. I think maybe they're calling it the Bone Temple or something, of our stack of helmets. There's a picture that was floating around. We kept it kind of under wraps all season. I think it got leaked maybe midway through the year, maybe after the second Rams game. You know, because we would hide it for team meetings or for media availability. Okay. And basically, each win, we would have a stack of that opponent's helmet. And this is a good visual of just kind of the progress we were making, the steps that we were taking. And it was just cool to see. And each week, everybody got excited to see another helmet stacked.
So cool.
And so, yeah, by the end of it, obviously, you could look like a real jackass if you win 6 games. And so it was a good play. It paid off. Yeah, there's a good pick of it right there.
That's awesome.
You know, the Patriots won at the top. Like, we started that probably after the Saints game. Like, we started like week 2, week 3, down at the bottom. And so, yeah, I think that was cool. It was a cool visual, and it was something just to put his own flair on what we wanted to see.
That was in an interview with Up and Adams, Kay Adams. I love him joking. Yeah, we would have looked pretty bad if we go 6 and whatever.
Yeah. It would have been short
6 and
stack.
11.
That's a small stack of pancakes right there.
Yeah. Instead, it looks insane because they ended up going 18-3.
Yeah, and like you described it, I love like the puncture at the top.
It's just
of the helmet, like
spear
like
right
we're,
through the
like
top
we're
of the
done.
head.
We're
Oh,
done with this.
I need to know which lineman they had do that one.
Nah, they had to do it with a machine.
Oh.
There's no way.
Well, you never know.
If you could do it, there's no way. If you did,
You don't think you could spear a helmet?
that helmet is not safe.
Oh, so you think they used a drill and then they put the
and then
spear.
they made it dramatic and popped it open.
I thought it was
Now
cooler.
it's a cooler visual. What Stacy's talking about.
Thank you. I thought that was way cooler.
But
okay, so
Stacy
then-
treated it like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
somebody climbed up Leonard Williams.
Yeah, I thought
This for
maybe
you
they got.
guys.
I thought that they got like a Byron Murphy, just a big dude to go up there and like slam it through. I see now that this is an NFL helmet, and that didn't happen. It's less cool to me now.
It's less cool.
Puka Nacua can't help himself when a mic is put in front of him. I know you're ready for this one. He was asked which team he hates the most. You can probably guess his answer. Here it is.
What's the team you get the most fired up to go against?
I don't like giving the Seahawks any motivation, and they're not that good, actually.
You tell us
I'm
it's the
trash
Seahawks.
talking. Maybe it is the Seahawks. I don't like the color red either, but I do like Fred Warner.
He's saying the Niners and the Seahawks. I like it.
Bum.
All right, now that I heard him say it, he doesn't believe it.
That's what I thought.
He doesn't believe it. He's just talking trash. He knows they're good. And also, when you go for 225 on somebody, you can say whatever you want to, honestly. Like, put some respect on Puka's name. First, when I saw the headline, I'm like, come on, Puka. You cannot be that serious. But I heard his tone, heard the way he said it. The question was asked. He's just talking trash. He doesn't believe that.
Puka went from being a guy that absolutely everyone loved, including here in Seattle. It was more of like, man, it was how people felt about Cooper Kupp, where it's like, man, this guy always like cooks, but otherwise very likable, cool story, late draft pick. Was he 5th rounder? And ended up setting rookie records, which is cool, I guess, as long as he's not doing it against you. I've never seen someone do like a 180 like that, where all of a sudden, and it's not just because he like burned Seattle in 2 games, especially in that Thursday night game, and people were upset about it. It's like a weird public image trouncing.
He's like a rock star, the guy who tears up the hotel room. You know what I mean?
Like a YouTube streamer.
Yeah, he's got that kind of vibe about him.
And maybe he leans into it. Just stay out of trouble. All right? You stay out of trouble, then you can be the bad guy. But once you start getting into real trouble off the court, that's where it's detrimental to your career and your money, obviously. Like, you can make paper off of that field. He has like a personality. He can make some money off of it, but once you start getting into trouble, it's a wrap.
In an interview with Jordan Schultz, Uchenna Nwosu said the Seahawks knew they were the better team before touching down in San Francisco.
We knew we was better than them before we even got to San Francisco, honestly. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, the way we studied film and just watched and prepared and how we saw those guys operate, we knew we couldn't be stopped. They knew they couldn't mess with us, especially defensively. We knew we were the best in the world, best in the league. All week, our mindset was, go out there and show it. These guys can't hang with us, and we were able to prove that on Sunday.
Look, Bump, there are some delusional Patriots fans out there for sure, but I don't know how many of them would disagree with this.
How could you disagree with this?
Be a delusional fan.
Yeah, like, you are a good football team. Obviously, you made it to the Super Bowl. But 95% of the people we spoke to about this game felt like the Seahawks were going to win. And most of the time, when 95% of anybody believes anything, there's some truth to that thing. And, you watch the film. I felt the same way. It's hard to go out on a limb and just, proclaim domination in a football game because weird things can happen. But they've had this attitude and this approach to the whole season all year. Like, hearing Uchenna talk, he spoke to us like that.
Yeah.
I can see him leaning in a chair nonchalantly, just be like, yeah, we're the best in the world. Like, we knew this was going to happen. We saw that. We felt that. So no surprise there.
Speaking of intense guys, he's one of them.
Yeah.
Like, he's like friendly, can be kind of quiet, at least in interviews, right? We aren't in the locker room. I don't know how he is as like a teammate. But he's cocky.
Yeah, for sure.
In a likable way.
Yeah, the way he looks at you, the way he says things, is like, yeah, this is matter of fact.
Steelers great Joey Porter Sr. was a guest on Cam Hayward's podcast earlier this week and didn't hold back when talking about his dislike for former teammate Ben Roethlisberger.
Then 7 definitely broke the brotherhood because, like,
The 7 dude that we don't talk about is crazy. Out of anybody should talk, he should never grab a microphone and really talk Steeler business. Because if we talking Steeler business, his ass is foul of all foul. Like the that he's did is foul of all foul. He's not a good teammate. Won the Super Bowl with him, but the person, he's just not a good teammate.
Say more, Joey. Say more.
Dang.
I want to know.
I need to know exactly what happened between those two.
And Joey Porter Sr. is still kind of in the Steelers' fold because his son is starting corner for them.
What did he
Porter
say?
Jr.
What happened? What I missed?
Well,
I mean, this guy
Ben's
was
story
dragging
is pretty
Ben.
well known.
Well, there are public things.
I know about that. I'm talking about between them.
That's what I want to know. I want to know the locker room stuff. Are there rumors? What are the rumors about that?
I'm guessing Ben was very much out for himself, just kind of in the way that he handled.
Had to
his
be some money
business.
stuff involved, like a contract kind of thing there, maybe.
Man, that's interesting.
That's I wouldn't say vitriol. That's too strong a word, but that's genuine dislike.
Yeah.
Well, and he said this on Cameron Hayward's podcast, who is with the Steelers right now. Like, that's some family business being aired out right there.
And we got to know it. And I need to stick my nose in that business and find out what's going on here.
Yeah, I need to know more.
Ravens corner Marlon Humphrey caught a lot of flack from Baltimore fans. Why? Because he was in Seattle and attended the Super Bowl parade. He posted it to his Instagram story. Now, I need to say, Marlon had been here. He had been posting in Seattle. I don't know if he's just vacationing, seeing a friend, whatever, but he was already in Seattle. I know Baltimore fans are mad about this bump, but if you were vacationing in a city and there was a Super Bowl parade, would you not go to it?
No, I wouldn't.
What?
I would not. I'm going to go and partake in a celebration of another team in the league I play in winning a Super Bowl. Heck no.
Really?
Now, if I happen to be at a restaurant and it passes by, I'm like, oh, there's a parade.
Out of curiosity?
I'm not going to no dang Super Bowl parade. Look, I could be in Philly, right? And right now, me, Michael Bumpus 40, Seattle Sports, and the parade is happening. I'm not going to that parade. If it ain't the Seahawks, I will not be there. Why would I go celebrate other people doing what I want my team to do?
What if you just go to just see?
No.
Just to see what it's like. Just to be like, what's going on out here? What's it look
Curiosity.
like? Curiosity. He's already, if you're a tourist and you're already exploring the city.
This ain't curiosity. He was there with the people. He probably yelled bump. Bump!
His Instagram caption was 2 hours before the parade started, so he was kind of counting down.
Okay, so he definitely was out there waiting on the street.
What is he doing? Is he waving at Uchenna?
I don't know why I'm defending him, but I think it's because I see this as more harmless than Ravens fans do.
No, heck no, I'm with the Ravens fan. I ain't showing us nobody else's party. I wasn't invited to this party.
Do you think he was there to celebrate Mike McDonald?
I don't
Someone he
care.
knows?
Yeah.
Hey, if it ain't your son, no.
What
Not
if,
doing it.
What you wouldn't
No.
just a little bit?
No. Actually, no.
What if you were staying in a hotel downtown and the party was going through downtown and you said, you know what? This is an excuse for me to drink at 10 a.m. with my friends.
I would sit in the lobby, and if there's a window that allowed me to see what's out there, I'd take a
gander.
A peek.
Take a gander.
Take a gander. But I'm not walking the street. 2 more houses to the parade. This is going to be exciting.
Lawn chair.
What the heck is
Here we
going
go,
on?
boys.
Climbing up on trees and stuff? Come on, Marlon. Hey, he deserves all the smoke for that. He tripping.
Oh, no. JSN had a special season, but let's talk about how the Seahawks can support him in 2026. That's next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
This is what it's all about, right?
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The pure joy.
To beat the Patriots, especially in the 49ers stadium, it means everything.
It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Just like Mike McDonald said, we did not care.
We got a parade to get to.
And the Seahawks Super Bowl parade is Wednesday.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Why does it matter to members that Aetna was named a Best Medicare Advantage company by U.S. News & World Report? Because they chose a plan that gives them real support, real people, and real care. We show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We don't show up for awards. We show up for you. And showing up for you is how healthier happens together.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Bryan, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Hey homeowners, are you stuck on the credit card treadmill and stressed because your consumer debt and monthly payments are too high? Well, Brock Hewitt here with a smart solution. Your home's equity in the Seattle Metro is probably larger than ever. It's like you're sitting on a stack of cash. Consider a cash-out refinance with Tila Mortgage to consolidate your high-balance credit cards, second mortgages, home equity lines of credit, and student loans, or get cash for a remodel. With interest rates finally coming down, consolidating your debt now may be the best decision you ever make. With excellent client reviews and trusted in Washington for over 25 years, Tila has competitive rates on refinance, purchase, or reverse mortgages too. Tila, spelled T-I-L-A, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call Tila Mortgage today, 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888 or
TILA, TILAMortgage.com.
Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. NMLS 2472046.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Coming up in 15 minutes, our 3 favorite plays of the season. It was very hard to narrow this down. Maybe we should have some more in here, but we tried to narrow it down to 1 each. Before we get to that, though, Bump, you noted this. JSN had a special season. We all know this to be true. Offensive Player of the Year, 8th most yards in a single season, receiving yards in a single season in NFL history, which is amazing. But you were wondering, how do the Seahawks support him in 2026? What's support look like?
It looks like an offensive line that is improving. It looks like a play caller who understands Sam Darnold to get him the football. And it also looks like development at the receiver spot and support there. I hope Cooper Kupp is back. I hope he's back. I think he's good for another 605. You know what I'm saying? But you also need Torrey Horton to be developed, or maybe even go grab another receiver. Or you sign Rashid Shaheed and you have him grow as a receiver. Rashid Shaheed is a good football player, but he's kind of like a one-trick pony. You know what I mean? Like, he's the guy who's just going to stretch the field. I look at his route running. It's not bad, but Kupp runs better routes. Jason runs better routes. Even Bobo runs better routes. And Bobo, ain't the fastest dude in the world. He runs better routes. He needs to be sharp. He reminds me of a track guy. And he was a track star in high school. He could have went to college and ran track, but he didn't want to. He wanted to play football. So it's about getting pieces around JSN that can improve the offense, because the better the offense is as a whole, the more you're supporting JSN, because he is going to be a target. There's a target on him. He's the best receiver in the game this year. So that's what it looks like. It's funny. This is how dependent a receiver the position is. First thing I said was O-line, Sam Darnold. And then he gets a receiver, right? Because you're the O-line to block. You need Sam to run a good offense.
It's not even about the receiver.
Then you catch a receiver. We are so dependent. We're the most dependent position in football is the receiver. That's why we become divas. Throw us a dang ball, okay?
Okay. Can we go to the receiver room, though? Because I think that's where a lot of people are going. Obviously, Torrey Horton is there as an option when he's healthy and back. Cooper Kupp, I don't know what role, what capacity he's here. Should they add someone else? I mean, is that enough around JSN? It's kind of that Chris Sims thing of him wondering all year long, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? When JSN's out of the game. That is a factor to consider, though. It's like, well, who's number 2 behind him now?
You would think going into camp, naturally, it's Cooper Kupp, but with Torrey Horton fighting for that spot. Derek Young is also a free agent. We'll see where he goes. I'm sure he wants to go somewhere where he can get some more reps. But receiver is a position that you can draft every year. You just get a receiver. You can get him late, and maybe someone blossoms and shines and grows into a number 3 or number 4. I think that the group as it stands right now, if you were to go JSN, Cooper Kupp, and Torrey Horton, is good enough to be one of the better receiving cores in the league, but it's about development. Like, if you could bring back Rashid Shaheed and get him more involved in his offense, maybe a full offseason, you understand exactly who he is and how you can use him, that can help as well. But it's not even about JSN. It's about everything around JSN, right? Can you get better at the offensive line? I would assume they're going to try to get another interior offensive lineman during the draft, or maybe via free agency. I would assume that the offensive coordinator, whoever the new offensive coordinator is going to find ways to get him the ball. So, yeah, man, it's there's a lot going on as Raves, the legend, pops into the studio with us real quick. What's up, Raves?
Are you hopping on with us right now? Okay, good.
I just want to say hi.
Oh, hi. Yeah, sit with us. Yeah, now you're on, I think.
Yeah, good? Yeah, we got you.
Can you hear Rabes? Yeah.
Hey.
Hi, Rabes.
How are we doing? Is everybody tired? Is everybody tired as I am?
Bump is, and you guys are.
Hey, I was on the flow with Rabes the other day, or yesterday.
How fun was that?
That was great. That was great.
That's the second one, and the good thing was it was warmer than the first one was.
I heard.
Perfect day.
Yeah, it was perfect. It was beautiful.
I don't know if they've come out with an estimate yet, but I know there was more than 12 people out there. I knew that. But it was a bunch, and it was just great fun. And I don't know. I think I mentioned it on the air during the broadcast at some point, but just thank you guys. I wanted to just say thanks because the pre and post that you guys do, I learned stuff driving into the game when I hear you guys talking that I hadn't thought about before. And that just comes from your preparation and all that you do.
Appreciate it, Ray.
So between you and Paul and everybody, B. Walt and Ray, it's just great. We're so lucky to have all you guys. So
we're lucky to get the people ready for you to. I was watching NFL films yesterday, man, and you got some calls, man. Like the way you say things and describe it, it brings the emotion to life, man. So we appreciate you.
Well, thanks, buddy. I know we've talked about it a lot, and I learned from a guy who used to work not in this building but for this company many years ago, Pete Gross, and just sitting next to him and listening to him work and how he described things. And then you guys remember, you old enough to remember a guy named Pat O'Day?
Yeah.
Who was in this market? Pat was forever more rock and roll, but he was a guy that thought radio. And so he took me aside when I was starting in play-by-play, and he said, why don't you try a few of these things? Here's some ideas. And always remember, if you can see that blue sky, tell them how blue it is. And if you can see clouds, tell them how cloudy it is and how full the stands are and what do the uniforms look like, because they can't see any of it. And so I've always tried to remember that. And it's helped me, I think, in the broadcast a little bit, at least help paint that picture.
Yeah. Yeah. You kill it.
What was the I'm curious. Both of you guys have obviously put a lot of time. We were talking with Bump, and you were saying, God, I've been doing pregame for, 9 years, almost a decade. And to have that reward, Rabes, you have been doing this for a long time, and you've seen a Super Bowl, back-to-back Super Bowl appearances, been part of a Super Bowl parade. Was there like a different emotional level with this one at all, or are they all different, or are they all the same?
I think they're all different. I think the first one was really special because it was the first one.
Sure.
And, but they're all fabulous. And the way you lose a game at the very end in Arizona, all right, tough, but it happens. That's the game we play and we talk about. So that one wasn't maybe quite as fun. This one was different in that this is just such a remarkable football team. And in 2 years, what they've done, to retool and do all those things. And then you start to get close to some of these guys. I mean, here's A.J. Barner up there with this coat that looked like he pulled it off a coyote somewhere and this cowboy hat.
It was a cool outfit.
It was. It was. He could pull it off. Most of us couldn't, but he could pull it off. And just all those guys. And they'll come up and kind of hug us up after a championship like this. And we're the ones that are, saying, guys, do you know what you just did? Do you know who you did it to? And the line of teams that you had to mow down to get to where you are standing right here, and the confidence that they showed. Yesterday, after the game, which was crazy, and then certainly the parade and the celebration, was one of the first times I've seen a lot of those guys really let their hair down.
Yeah.
They've been so businesslike during the season. And so this is what we have to do, focused on every single day. And that comes from Mike. And now everybody was carrying these bottles that had like real expensive tequila in it. And I thought, wow. But they deserve it.
Yep.
They really do. They earned it. And I'm just so happy for them. And that's what makes this one a little bit different.
Yeah. I have to hit break. Can you stay and chat with us for a little bit during the break?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay, perfect. When we come back, our 3 favorite plays of this season on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
12s, you sure know how to turn up.
It is parade day today.
Yeah, 12s! We talk about 12 as one. Look at all the 12s in this stadium right here. See how powerful this is.
We have one goal, and that was to bring this home to the best fans in the world. This is for y'all. Love.
The celebration continues.
I love this city.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Here's what you can look forward to when you get your windows replaced. The whole house being way warmer and a lot quieter. Dave Wyman here, and when we had finally had it with our old windows with broken seals, we called Harley Exteriors. They were incredibly friendly, professional, and absolutely knew their stuff. Harley Exteriors windows are a massive upgrade. They keep heat in and noise out. Plus, they're truly gorgeous windows. I said, you guys must use a different type of glass, and sure enough, it's their Olympic series, which is manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest and exclusive to Harley Exteriors. Harley Exteriors has a special offer for Seattle sports fans.
Buy one window and get the second 40% off. No payments or interest until 2027, and take an additional $200 off your project. Call 833-HARLEY or go to harleyexteriors.com. Schedule your free consultation today. That's harleyexteriors.com.
Get your Seahawks Super Bowl champions gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Celebrate the title team with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. If you're celebrating downtown, shop in person at Simply Seattle on First Ave. And get ready for spring training with Mariners gear and Simply Originals like the Kid Logo hoodie. Code ESPN15 at simplyseattle.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots.
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
Breaking this morning from ESPN's Jesse Rogers, MLB owners have voted in favor of a rule that will force first and third base coaches to stay in their boxes until a pitch is thrown. The goal of the rule is to prevent pitch stealing, something that was a complaint most recently during Game 7 of the World Series.
Snapshot, brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Coming up in 30 minutes, ESPN's Bill Barnwell hopping on with us. Before we get to it, we got the voice of the Seahawks, Steve Raible, who's here with us. Rabes, we were going to talk about each of us, our favorite play from the season. What's cool is that this is audio of you calling the plays, so now we got to ask you if you have one. It's probably like choosing children. What was your favorite, maybe your favorite call, favorite moment, favorite play that you can think of from the season?
I quite frankly, I think it was the one that I screwed up the most, and that was the 2-point conversion.
Oh, funny you say that. I got that right here for you.
Thanks.
Sam empties the backfield. Now he brings Charbonnet back inside. 3 receivers to the right. Motion back inside is Barner. Darnold has time. Looks inside. It's caught. Touchdown. Make an extra point. Make a conversion. I don't care what it is. The Seahawks win the game again on the last play of the game. The Seahawks win 38-37. It's Sauber with a 2-point conversion catch. Holy cow.
I feel like that's one of the things I love about play-by-play.
I liked it.
It meant the chaos of the moment.
Well, it was chaotic, that's for
was.
sure. And I saw in fact, not all that long ago, the video, they put a camera in the booth, which is like the bane of my existence, because half of the shots are up my nose when I'm standing, and crazy stuff like that. But I didn't realize that I had, given the touchdown indication in the booth, like anybody cares. Everybody's busy, they're working, they don't, nobody can see. But it's just the reaction. And when you look from all the stands and all the fans, and it's all on, social media, that play from all the different angles, like right behind the end zone was a great shot. Some fans put it up on something I saw. And you can see how the play develops and how Sam went through that progression and how Sabi just came open right in the middle of the field. It was fabulous. And it was the most exciting play. It was, in the situation at that moment. There were other great plays, I'm sure, and most of them I can't remember now. If you reminded me, I could. But that one was going to be probably, and it was the one I screwed up the worst. The other thing that I would say, and I've said this before, the favorite play that I ever called up until this season was they're bringing the trophy home to Seattle, Super Bowl 48 champions, because it had never been said. And so to be able to say that for the first time in a franchise history was pretty cool. That was fun. But yeah, I don't have a chance really to listen to what I do very much, and it's good once I hear it and I think, I really didn't do a good job on that, or I did, but whatever.
That sounded great. I think it, like Stacy said, it fits the chaos of the situation, because you gotta keep your wits about you. I remember you made the call and I run in the booth, and I'm going, I can't say anything, but I'm next to them going all crazy. And Raves gives me a look like, I got work to do here, Bump. And he keeps going. So the fact that you keep your composure but still express that excitement, I think is pretty cool. And
what's tough about that is, not tough, certainly, but what some people don't understand, they hear you're losing your mind over this team. And as a former newsman, broadcaster, and anchor, you had to play it down the middle. You don't take sides.
Yeah.
In this business, we are part of this organization. We are part of this team. We love these guys. We want this team to win. I want them to beat the living daylights out of everybody that they play. And so for me, I get excited for a win. And as you've seen us in post-game situations sometimes, I get disappointed.
Yeah.
We all do. But in our boat, in our situation, we're trying to analyze it, figure out what happened. It's not just as simple as they're a bad team. Never that simple. There's always something that happened, and those guys across the line are getting paid too to make plays. So it is so fun, though, the excitement, and then when you cap off a season like this with a Super Bowl championship and with a coach and players like these guys that are so fun to be around. You're around them all the time too, and it's just a treat. We're really blessed to be able to do this.
I love when Raves calls when the other team scores, And Tampa Bay scores again.
Yeah.
That's the connection, right?
That's right.
Touchdown
It'll be like
Seahawks.
a phenomenal 50-yard touchdown.
And he scores another one.
Right. Listen, now, if it's a fabulous play, you know, I'll recognize what a catch. You know, that was a terrific catch. And Hollins made a pretty good catch the other day. You know, Reek was right there with him. He had his arm up. He had found the ball and all that. It was just a perfect pass. One of the few that May had all game. But you know, you give them credit for that. But I'm not going to be happy about them scoring.
Bump and I earlier were talking about. I know that this was going to be top plays. We can continue playing through sound later. I want to keep talking to you about your own experience.
I'm loving hearing my own voice. No, I'm not really.
Bump and I earlier were deciding, like, when did we really believe? It's one thing when it's clear that a team is talented. Going into the season, both of us were like, this could be the best defense in football. TBD what the offense is. I don't know. We'll see. And then there's a certain point where you just have to let yourself be convinced. Both of us agreed that for us, it was that Thursday night game. When were you convinced?
That
I mean,
early?
like, when were you
late.
like Super Bowl team?
The Rams, what week
week
was
16.
that? 16? Yeah,
You know,
week 16.
I mean, late as in, that in the regular season.
Yeah.
You were still in the regular season.
Because I think it was the Rams. I was back and forth, back and forth.
Well, I really didn't let myself think that until we won the championship.
He knows better.
Yeah.
That's me. When we're back in New York doing the Super Bowl game in the Meadowlands, the score is 43-8, and the clock still has a couple of 3 minutes on it, and you know they're out there. The Broncos are floundering around doing something, and Warren is, you know, he's punching it up, and I'm not going to say anything until they're all zeros. No time left, because that's just that is what's going to make it official. So until we got into the championship, and then I really started into the Super Bowl, because now I know we've beaten the Rams twice. We've beaten the Niners in the playoffs, and we beat them at the end of the season. We beat the two other best teams in football, in my estimation. They were all in our division. Then I started thinking, you know what? Now we can go win everything. I don't think the Patriots have what certainly the Rams had. And when these guys hung in there and won that Thursday night game, and they do what they do, it was but I still couldn't say it. I still couldn't say, you know, we got this in the bag. No, you never say
cautious.
That. Yeah. They're Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp wouldn't celebrate on the sidelines until triple zeros.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know, and he's been there, and he's won big games, championship games, been a Super Bowl MVP, but he's also just that kind of guy.
Yeah.
For him, everything is kind of analytical. He looks at it all that way, and it's not officially over till it's over. You know, you don't start throwing Gatorade on the coach until there's no time left. That's happened before. Like, there've been time left on the clock, and guys douse the coach, and then somebody makes a play out on the field. I don't know if they've ever lost a game that way, but there have been times like that. And coaches are, boy, nothing ticks off a coach more than that. It's not over. We don't celebrate yet.
Right.
But boy, once it was over, what a treat.
What was it like calling Rashid Shaheed's return? I know we're going all the way back to the first playoff game, that divisional game against the 49ers, but you want to talk about knowing when it's over, Bump. You were the one that was saying, like, that's when you kind of know it's over. What was that call like?
Was that one of the plays, one of the three plays?
I got it right here. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but.
Pinheiro tees it up, looks downfield, strides forward, and we're off and running, end over end. Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cuts straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Trying to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game.
I mean, to open the game.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely fun. And when you get to hear it this way, you can hear the crowd behind it. You know, you got the headphones on in the booth, and I'm yelling. I'm talking very loud. And so I'm not really hearing everything that's going on around me, and I'm trying to focus on him. And then the kicker for the Niners is out there trying to do a slide tackle on your return man. And so it looked like, you know, the soccer from Great Britain. But so you're trying to include that in the call. But just the way it started, and then to hear it that way with the fans building it, and then they knew, you know, touchdown. They could see it coming.
Yeah.
And boy, there's nothing like that. When you can see it, it's happening right in front of you. And you know, you do play-by-play too, you know, and color. We get to be part of the fans that way. You know, if you react just like, you know, stone cold and it's just business, there's nothing to that. That's easy. Anybody can do that.
Yeah.
An incredible season called by an incredible voice who was kind enough to hang out with us a bit. Steve Raible. Headline rewrites coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
It's why we bake in the sun out on the berm every summer at training camp. It's why we scream till it hurts. Come fall and winter.
Listen to the 12th man.
It's why we're 12s.
And the party begins. The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
Soak it in.
They lived up to the dark side today. It's going to go down in the history books.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks. Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. It's Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena this weekend. Ready to beat Cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today. It's not just about better health, it's about a better life.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Trust is everything. Earning it takes years. Losing it takes 5 seconds.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about being filmed. It wasn't that long ago that the shiny object on an officer's chest was a badge, not a camera. The good news? Greater police transparency. The bad news? Did I mention you're being filmed? 1-800-DUI-AWAY recommends being respectful and courteous, but don't mistake the officer for your therapist. The officer suspects you of having committed a crime, even when you haven't. 1-800-DUI-AWAY is here to protect you. The officer is there to collect evidence to use against you. We'll comb through the footage, looking for opportunities to deliver the best possible outcome. We can help. Call for a free consultation by phone or video for all criminal defense charges. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you find yourself frowning for the camera, smile and call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY! Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your bark.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it?
groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
For those diagnosed with anxiety, depression, or PTSD, Northwest Ketamine Clinics wants you to know hope exists. A recent patient, Evan, details his experience.
Every day was a struggle. I was constantly throughout my life researching what are new ways, are there any breakthroughs for depression, anxiety, these things. And at some point I started to read a few things about ketamine. I probably read every single thing on the website multiple times.
Northwest Ketamine Clinics defines success as a reduction in symptoms by 50% or more. Over a 3-week period, 86% of their patients are successful.
When I arrived at the clinic, it was just a beautiful, peaceful, quiet place. As I saw that healing and growth could take place, and as I put the energy into it, I just saw so many things change in my life.
Welcome to the Pacific Northwest's most experienced ketamine center. Book a free phone or video consult at nwketamineclinics.com. Healing starts here.
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
Headline number 1, the Seahawks are interviewing 4 in-house candidates for their offensive coordinator job. Andrew Janocko, Jake Peets, Justin Otten, and Mac Brown. What's the real headline?
Not included is Arthur Smith, the outhouse candidate. That's mean. That's mean to Arthur Smith, and I'm sorry for that. I've actually kind of been defending him in a weird way, but it's more from the principled stance of not being a failed head coach doesn't mean you're a failed coordinator. That being said, I'm very intrigued by an in-house option, Bob.
I am too. I think that's the way to go, honestly. You want someone who understands how things were ran last year, this past season, and try to duplicate it. You got to make it your own. You got to bring your own little twist to it, spice of the recipe just a little bit. But the foundation of it needs to be the same because it's proven to work. And Mike McDonald, I think, going into his 3rd year, understands what he's looking for, and will have some influence, obviously, on this hire. So, yeah, keep it in-house, man. Family business. Keep it family business.
How big a factor is a new OC when you're trying to repeat a Super Bowl champs?
I think it's big. We saw the struggles that the Eagles had with the new coordinator.
Ended up moving on, but
yeah. So it's definitely difficult. Repeating in general, even getting there in general, is going to be difficult. But you want to keep it as familiar as possible. So hiring in-house would do exactly that.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 2, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell says she's heard the NBA will start their expansion process at the next league meeting in March. What's the real headline?
The NBA plans to announce that they're forming a committee to determine whether or not they're open to announcing it. That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement, and then they're going to create a separate committee to decide about the expansion. No, this was what she said. This is from Como Force Chris Daniels, Como News Chris Daniels, that Cantwell said that she. Where is it? We want our Sonics back. We're glad the NBA is finally saying it's going to start a process to consider 2 expansion teams. I hope they will do this later in March, which starts that consideration, and we'll know soon what's going to happen. When asked when she got the March timeline, she said, I think that's when their next big discussion is. So they're going to start the process, and then when they start the process, they'll say, where could we expand to?
Give Seattle a team. Sonics, bring them back, man. It's that simple. Don't complicate this. I know you have to go through your, process and make it official, but we know where a team should be. Right here in Seattle, basketball city, basketball state, produces hoopers all day. Number 1 high school player in the country is here in Seattle. So let's just get it right.
Can you imagine what would happen if the NBA expanded by 2 teams, 2 American cities, and one of them was not Seattle? People would lose their minds.
Yeah.
Well, at that point, you're thinking, well, it's never going to happen.
It's definitely. I would think it would never happen if they ended up doing that, but I also wonder what would happen if they did. I hope that we never know. I hope we never have the answer to it, but I think that there's a lot of public outcry, including outside of Seattle. Like, there are plenty of NBA players. just general fans who appreciate, I don't know how cool the Sonics were. Like maybe it wasn't a time in which they watch, but they think it's cool or something. I don't know. I just think that people see that as an injustice that happened that most people can be empathetic about.
Headline rewrites.
Headline number 3, Luis Castillo added to the Dominican Republic roster for the World Baseball Classic. What's the real headline?
Mariners fans are hoping it's just as a glue guy. Good clubhouse presence, Luis Castillo. No need to have him use his arm.
Calming force in the dugout.
Just a veteran. You know what I mean? Veteran presence.
You know, take these guys out to dinner every now and then and have good talks.
Good talks.
Yeah.
Use him for talks. You don't need to use his arm. You got so much talent. I say you let him rest. Blue guy.
Blue guy.
Blue guy.
You know these guys want to play, though. You know, other than, obviously, the World Series and MLB, this is the biggest stage. And what was it, every 2 years they do this thing? Last time, it was great. Who won? Japan?
I think so, right?
Yeah, Japan beat the U.S., right, last time?
Yes.
Yeah. And it came out to the last out. It was Ohtani against Trout, right? Yeah. So no, this is great. This is one of the things that athletes want to do, and you respect them for it. It's about competition. It's about representing your country, but selfishly, yes, sit down and just choose seeds and be a glue guy.
What are your guys' real expectations for the Mariners this year? I know that they came 8 out shy of a World Series, but is your baseline expectation get to and win a World Series?
Just start with the division. I mean, you got to.
I think get to the playoffs for sure.
Yeah.
I think they're the best team in the division as is, and I think anything less than the playoff trip is going to be a huge disappointment.
Okay, so who's standing in your way of getting to a World Series out of the American League? Obviously, you're always looking at the Yankees and Blue Jays.
Yeah. Tigers, I mean, they just added Justin Verlander the other day. And then they also signed Framber Valdez, too. So the rotation's looking a little stronger. I mean, the Astros are always going to be competitive. And even though they're not without a lot of their guys that made that run 5 or 6 years ago, they're probably going to have a winning record this year.
Yeah.
The A's are a team, I think, that you can't sleep on, especially with their offense, what it is. Pitching remains to be seen with them, but the A's are definitely a team that I would not take lightly.
Speaking of pitching, I'm just wondering what this year looks like should, knock on wood, your rotation actually stay healthy. You know what I mean? Like, what if they do get to and win a World Series if everyone's perfectly
Still the best
healthy
rotation in the game, you think, Curtis? If they're healthy?
If healthy, they're one of. I mean, last year they didn't really look to be the best rotation in the league, even when they were at full strength. But you're hoping on a bounce back year from Bryce Miller, who was your best starter in the playoffs.
And just got engaged, so maybe he's got like the equivalent of dad strength.
Yeah, you're hoping for a bounce back from George Kirby. So, I mean, the potential is there for a really good season out of your rotation. Best rotation in the game? TBD.
Can't get enough of the Seahawks Super Bowl victory? Tune in Monday, President's Day, for a special rebroadcast of the Seahawks win over the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Relive every championship moment starting Monday at 10 a.m. ESPN's Barnwell joins us next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Seahawks head coach Mike Macdonald's first interview since winning the Super Bowl. Only on the Mike Macdonald Show with Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Kimmel last night. Yeah, I was very surprised. Jimmy's like so gracious, treated my family great. Just everybody was just awesome. Even they got me that shirt. Like I didn't have a shirt. Costume people, they had like a rack of clothes and like nothing fit because I'm like weird with the shapes. So they had to like bring me another shirt because like I would have looked like a fat guy in a little shirt.
Get the full conversation now on the Seattle Sports app.
Seattle, we are champs. I know everyone is looking forward to having a long holiday weekend to unwind and celebrate. No better place than Silver Reef. They got deluxe rooms, a full-service spa, and enough restaurants to try something new every day of the weekend. My favorite is the Cantina. It's authentic Mexican food passed down through generations. Pop in for lunch or for dinner. Even get a quick 9-in or range session at Loomis Trail Golf Course if the weather permits. Of course, if you're in the mood for entertainment, Netflix and Amazon Prime stars Three Sisters Comedy takes over the event center on Sunday, February 28th. Get your tickets ahead of time for a fresh, fearless, and hilarious take on life, family, identity, and everything in between that will have you laughing out loud all night. Silver Reef Casino Resort, head north on I-5, exit 260. I love it there. You're missing out if you've never been. If you have been, get back there this weekend. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year. Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9th. Restrictions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com. Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Get your Seahawks Super Bowl champions gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Celebrate the title team with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. If you're celebrating downtown, shop in person at Simply Seattle on First Ave. And get ready for spring training with Mariners gear and Simply Originals like the Kid Logo hoodie. Code ESPN15 at simplyseattle.com.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice.
DayandNight.net.
Save $1,700 when you have Day and Night match your current furnace with a qualifying AC or heat pump.
Your furnace is lonely all by itself, but it doesn't have to be. With our Matchmaker Special, we'll match your furnace with a perfect air conditioner or heat pump to keep your furnace company and your home comfy all year round.
Match your furnace to a qualifying cooling system and save $1,700.
DayandNight.net.
from the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here. The 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025. Representing the best of Washington sports, you can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th, so head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. ESPN's Bill Barnwell joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Bill, how's it going?
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. I mean, pretty nice to celebrate a Super Bowl win for the first time in 12 years. It's awesome. I wondered, we had been talking all year about whether or not this would undo some pain, because they're two very different versions of these teams, but whether it would undo pain people felt about Super Bowl 49. And you know what? I dislike the Patriots less than I did before, Bill. I think it worked. I really do. What to you was kind of the secret sauce for the Seahawks this year?
Oh, that's a good question. I do feel like you sort of had this team that presented like an equation that NFL teams could not solve. And you look at what they did on the defensive side of the football, and all year they were able, week after week, to defend the run on early downs with nickel defense and light boxes. And that is like, that math, it breaks NFL offensive coordinators' brains. They see a nail and they want to hammer it, and they miss every single time. And that speaks to, it really underpins like the physicality of this team, the toughness of the team, the schematic genius of the team. It plays into their strengths on the defensive side of the football. And then you had an offense that kind of presented a different version of that same problem, where they wanted to go big, they wanted to go with heavier personnel groupings, but they really wanted to throw the ball. And they were really effective getting those explosive plays downfield, hitting for chunks. That felt like an equation, a formula that teams didn't really know what to deal with during the year. And it felt like they were able to ride that all the way to their success winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was fun to watch. You know, I was talking to Stacy about this, and people made a big deal about Sam Darnold, rightfully so, right? Can he take care of the football? Didn't turn the ball over at all in the playoffs. But I don't think people were paying enough attention to Drake May. He's 23 years old. He's a young dude. Mm-hmm. Could he handle the pressure? What did you make of both quarterbacks' play during the Super Bowl?
It's weird. With Sam Darnold, he missed throws. I mean, there were opportunities for big plays in that game that they missed. Sam had the scramble where JSN got open and he overthrew him. I'm not going to put too much on him, but the pass just before halftime where JSN beats Christian Gonzalez, that throw was late in the wrong spot, should have been a touchdown. Rashid Shaheed against the zero blitz, that could have been a touchdown overthrow. Another zero blitz in the second half where he didn't hit Cooper Kupp and got out. That should have been a first down, first and goal. Instead, they kick a field goal. Like, Sam would look back at that game and say, I missed a bunch of throws where, it could have been a blowout. But what Sam did so well was mitigate those sacks. I mean, there was a ton of pressure on him from Milton Williams, from Christian Barmore, where he was able to step out of sacks, extend plays, even if they were incompletions. He was able to turn those into, better situations than he would have been with the sacks. And the opposite was true for Drake May. It felt like his timing was all off, felt like his footwork was off. They never found an adjustment they felt good about to those flat blitzes from Devon Witherspoon that they were not expecting. I mean, a guy who had never blitzed at all during the postseason came over and over again in that game, and they never really had answers for it. And it felt like as the game wore on, a couple nice throws because Drake May is still a really talented quarterback, but that consistency you need wasn't there. He was pressing, very similar, honestly, to what Sam had earlier this year against the Rams, where it was, well, I don't want to take a sack, so I'm going to throw the ball into a dangerous spot, and that's going to lead to an interception, or I'm going to hold the ball waiting for something to come open and take a sack. And so it just felt like as the game wore on, Drake May didn't have the answers he's had so many times this year and began to press, and that led to the mistakes we saw on the fourth quarter of that game.
We're joined by ESPN's Bill Barnwell. Bill, Vegas odds makers have the Rams and the Seahawks as the two favorites tied to get to and win Super Bowl 61. Why, when it comes to season previews from columnists, I tend to see a little more favor towards the Rams. Why do you think that is? And what would Seattle still have to prove? Again, the Rams are amazing. These are the two best teams this year, so I completely get it. But what do you think might be keeping people, even after a Super Bowl win, from hedging their bets on Seattle?
I mean, it has to be the quarterback, right? Like, I would say this. Like, those games were incredibly close. Not crazy to think the Rams could have won all three of those games. Seahawks, by the end of that, the first Rams game was close, although they were trailing for the entirety of that game. But, the Seahawks could have won all three of those games potentially, and it wouldn't have shocked people because of how those games played out. And so I'm not too upset about that. Obviously, I'm not a Seahawks fan, so I could see why maybe, if you're just saw them win the Super Bowl, you'd be a little upset. But I do think it's the quarterback, right? I mean, one of these teams had the quarterback who won MVP, although obviously Matthew Stafford still has rough spots, and he's 75 years old, and he almost wasn't able to play to start the year last year because he was in a Jetstream trailer getting treatment for his back. Like, those all seem like real concerns to me moving forward. But I still think there's still skepticism about Sam Darnold. And I think what this year proves is not necessarily that Sam Darnold's going to be perfect, because he's not, but that he doesn't have to be perfect for them to win the Super Bowl. He had to be perfect in a game, and he was against the Rams in the NFC Championship game. But, like, he didn't have to be lights out for the entirety of the postseason in Week 16, Week 17, Week 18. He just had to be lights out for one game, and he had to just not make massive mistakes in those other games, and mostly he avoided those. And so I do think the Seahawks are the better team, but I just think there's, it's always easier to bet on the team that has the MVP at quarterback than the team who isn't, even though we just saw the team without the MVP at quarterback win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's quarterback play is just determines a lot the way that people view your football team, and I think that's probably why a lot of people are still picking the Rams, right, to be the favorites over the Seahawks because the potential of Matthew Stafford coming back. Do you feel like the last two Super Bowl champions have quarterbacks that aren't considered top 5 type of guys? Do you think that will influence the way that the NFL looks at quarterbacks and the way they build their team?
They should, but I don't think they will. I still think that, like, you have people in the NFL where it's like they get an idea in their head, there's one way to win. You have to have a guy who throws a certain way, who looks a certain way, who acts a certain way. And even if you have exceptions to that rule, you sort of throw it out in your head. And you're like, well, that happened once, but it's not going to happen again. And that's unfair because, I mean, Jalen Hurts is a really talented quarterback. He's very unique, and I know he didn't play as well this year as he did last year, but Jalen Hurts adds a ton of value to your team. And Sam Darnold has his flaws, does turn the ball over more than you would like. He can be more inconsistent than you would like. But when Sam Darnold was hot this year, he was playing as well as anybody. He was number 1 in the NFL in QBR first half of the season. And so I do think we should be broader-minded about how you can build. And I think it's not just – there's maybe 5 or 6 quarterbacks in the NFL, the Mahomeses, the Josh Allens, where it's just plug and play. Doesn't matter what your scheme is, doesn't matter what your offense is, doesn't matter who you have around him. They're going to ball out because they're just the transcendent superstars. There's a lot of teams who can't get that guy. And I think teams have to be smarter about how you build around the guy you have or the guy you're bringing in. I think the Seahawks did such a good job of building an offense that made sense for their weaknesses on the offensive line, for the players they had on the roster, and for Sam Darnold, and he thrived as a result.
It's incredibly difficult to get to back-to-back Super Bowls, and we all know this to be true. So in asking this question, I kind of recognize that part of the answer is like, yeah, luck's involved. That being said, Bill, if the Seahawks want to get to and win Super Bowl 61, what do you have kind of the most faith in when you look at this team that they can repeat? Yeah. And what question might you have where you're like, I don't know if they can repeat this. Like, they need to figure this out.
I have faith in the defense. And I think, to me, that's just faith in Mike McDonald. And it's not just, okay, like for example, the Pete Carroll, Legion of Boom era Seahawks, like, they just had Hall of Famers. Like, they had Bobby Wagner, they had Earl Thomas, they had Richard Sherman. Like, they had so many just absolute transcendent superstars that it was like, well, they're going to be great year after year because they just have those dudes. In Baltimore and in Seattle, there have been so many players Mike McDonald has made significantly better versus expectations. That's even guys who were in Seattle already. Think about Kobe Bryant. Think about Drake Thomas. Guys who were not in those roles playing meaningful snaps under Pete Carroll, who became standout players for Mike McDonald. The guys they brought in from other organizations, Josh Jobe being a waiver wire candidate in Philadelphia, who became a useful cornerback in Seattle. I just think even if the guys aren't necessarily the same, even if Reek Woolen's not back, even if Jobe's not back, I just have faith that Mike Macdonald is going to find players who fit and get the most out of them, even if they were disappointing or underwhelming elsewhere. My concern is, can they keep the run game going? And that has been kind of a thing that has been inconsistent for them this year. Obviously, not having Clint Kubiak, who I think did a really good job of building the run game and building the play action game off of the run game, which is even more important maybe. That's going to be a question. We've seen with teams like the Eagles, when they lost their offensive coordinator, even though they had a ton of those same pieces back, the offense was nowhere near as effective in 25 as it was in 24. And so Kenneth Walker, I mean, you know, you're probably buying high. He probably had his best game of the year in the Super Bowl, but I just think his ability to create explosives, his ability to get more than what's blocked, I just think it's really valuable. And so I think the thing that I'm worried about is the run game, but I do think there's the possibility that if Kenneth Walker comes back and does have a season more like what we saw from him late in the year and into the postseason, he could be the guy who propels that run game forward.
Well, that was going to be my question. Is just your thoughts on the possibility of K9 coming back, and what do you think he's valued at? Some websites have him worth about $9 million a year. Obviously, stellar running back is hard to find in this league. What do you think the chances are that he comes back?
It does feel like it would make sense for both sides, right? Like if you're Kenneth Walker, I understand wanting to leave. I understand the other places that might pay you a tiny bit more, but it's not like someone's offering $20 million a year for Kenneth Walker. I mean, if they do, you know, good for him, get paid, no question. But if you're talking about like $12, $13, $14 million a year, and I think that's where Kenneth Walker is going to land. Number one, all things being equal, why not go back to Seattle where you're beloved, where you just won a title? And then number two, if you're the Seahawks, that's not a ton of money. I think one of the things people don't realize about the running back market and how it's changed is it's really stayed stagnant while wide receiver has gone up so dramatically that now your top tier running backs are not making wide receiver one money. They're not even making wide receiver two money. I mean, you know, you're talking about a player making $12, $13 million a year. That's what, you know, Darnell Mooney makes. It's what Gabe Davis made in Jacksonville. Tutu Atwell in Los Angeles getting $10 million last year. De'Ami Brown in Jacksonville getting $10 million a year. Those guys were scratches late in the year. They're anonymous players. Kenneth Walker is going to be a guy who's on the field for you regularly, especially if Zach Charbonnet is not 100% coming off of his injury. So I do think at that price range, it's just not a ton of money. And it's the player you already know you feel good about who fits your offense. So I do think it's likely, and I do think it would make sense for the Seahawks at that price range to bring him back. Or like you said, you know, you could bring in the franchise tag as well and kind of go year to year with him if you don't want to make it more of a multi-year commitment.
Bill, I listen to way too many NFL podcasts, and part of that is because I love the big picture conversations that each season leaves us with. Now, sometimes you're just left going, you know, oh, what would have happened if? And then other times you stack a couple years and we get into all debates about, do running backs matter the same way? And then in 2017, 18, 19, we're like, oh, what Sean McVay's doing, 11 personnel, right? Like there's always like a theme, I feel like, that goes with every couple years. If you were to look at a theme that you felt most genuinely interested, that you loved having this conversation this season, what were you left thinking, like, this changed the way that I'm viewing the NFL heading into next year?
Great question. And you brought up Sean McVay and the personnel groupings, and it's the 13 personnel that the Rams ran this year. The Seahawks were the best play in football this year. For my preview in the Super Bowl was a 12 personnel Seahawks play action pass. They could average 15 yards per attempt out of 12 this year. And we saw the Seahawks prioritize tight end by going out and getting Arroyo, and against the Knicks, the Rams used a second round pick on Ferguson. Like to get the foremost offensive mind maybe in football in Sean McVay to totally change his offense in midseason because they like the tight ends they have, and to go 13 personnel after doing it maybe one or two snaps an entire season and seeing how that sort of resonated around the league, that's like a major offensive shift. Other teams went with 6 offensive linemen at the highest rate we've seen in years. Like this idea of sort of looking at the Seahawks and saying, okay, everyone's playing nickel, everyone's playing light boxes, everyone wants to take away explosive plays. How do we create explosive plays? One of the ways to do that is to bring bigger bodies onto the field, kind of the opposite of what teams have been doing over the last decade, getting smaller, leaning more into, spread offense, 3-4 receivers on the field. It does make some sense to go in the alternate direction. And so I think it's going to be very fascinating to see how do teams approach that. Do we see the Rams really lean into 13 personnel? Do we see other teams pay tight ends this offseason? Do we see a 6 offensive lineman getting a lot of money? I think we're going to see how much teams actually value that, or how much it was kind of just a thing where we say, well, the Rams can do it, but we can't do it. It's going to be one of those things that I think we'll find out a lot more about how teams actually feel about it come free agency.
we're going to find a lot more about the Patriots, too, because they're not going to have that soft schedule that they have this year. How do you feel about the Patriots and their ability to put together another good season?
They're going to have to make some strides. Obviously, a talented team. They spent a ton in free agency last offseason, but they still have Drake May on a rookie deal. That goes a long way. Christian Gonzalez is going to be eligible for an extension. I think he should get paid. He's a phenomenal football player, as we saw in the Super Bowl. But they have to avoid being the 23 Texans turning into 2024, where they disappointed in their second season after having kind of a big leap, or the Commanders this year. The Commanders were an NFC title game. Let's take the leap. Let's get some veteran players. They don't. They take a step backwards because they didn't have the young talent. The Patriots don't have a ton of young talent around Drake May and Christian Gonzalez. Will Campbell we saw in the Super Bowl, unfortunately, not up to that caliber yet. So I do think they have to kind of resist the urge to just be like, oh, we're one veteran player away. But that's tough to do. It's easier for me to say here on the outside than it is for the Patriots, in that building. So I'm intrigued to see how they build this year, but they're going to have to improve their roster to kind of be in that same tier again here in 2026.
5 reasons the Seahawks beat the Patriots. The latest from Bill Barnwell up on ESPN.com. Thanks so much, Bill. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Bill.
Always happy to talk to you guys. Anytime.
See ya. Can't get enough of the Seahawks Super Bowl victory? Well, good luck for you. You can tune in on Monday, President's Day, for a special rebroadcast of the Seahawks win over the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Relive every championship moment starting Monday at 10 a.m. Let's take a look around the NFL. We'll start with a pair of Seahawks assistants who are in demand. The Cardinals are interviewing defensive backs coach Carl Scott for their defensive coordinator position. Good for Carl. Seahawks, he's a very,
yeah, but it just sounded like,
I just felt smooth.
Good for you, Carl.
Good for Carl. Good for Carl. I said it 10 toes down. Seattle wide receiver coach Frisman Jackson is also interviewing with Clint Kubiak for the Raiders offensive coordinator job. And Bump, I think the latter story is what most Seahawks fans are worried about. How many people is Clint going to take? Clint, you were a friend. Now you're a foe.
Mike, you need a wideout coach. I got you. How's your boy? But, yeah, we knew this was coming, right? There's no way Clint is going to leave and not take anyone with him. This is the circle of life in the NFL. You get promoted, you take the homies. The homies get promoted, they take their homies. That's just what it is. So, especially when you win, you're a Super Bowl champion. You are doing something right here, so people are naturally going to want to poach.
Bummer. ESPN's Adam Schefter reported over Super Bowl weekend that the Cowboys plan to use the franchise tag on wide receiver George Pickens. That tag will come in at around $28 million as a guaranteed one-year deal. Also, if you franchise tag someone, you have until usually mid-July to come up with a long-term extension, so it doesn't mean that a player will absolutely play under the tag. ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum says Dallas should do everything they can to get that long-term extension going to hang on to Pickens.
It's an absolute no-brainer. They should absolutely keep him because every time they drive to the stadium, without maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, there's no 2 corners that can match up with Lamb and Pickens. Yeah. This is actually a much more harder deal to do substantively than Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons was just pay the bill and we're done as the best pass rusher in the league. This is harder, a little bit to Hawk's point, because if I'm George Pickens, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns, I want number 1 money. If I'm Dallas, I'm like, hey, let's hit 100% of a double. Let's give you T. Higgins around 28-ish. That's a big gap. And if I'm George Pickens, why am I taking a backseat to anybody?
Good problem to have, but certainly a big problem.
Yeah, you got to keep Pickens, man. I think you're the only team in the NFL, if I'm correct, with 2 receivers that went over 1,000 yards. That's hard to find. Devontae and AJ did it last year. They did this year, too. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so you got two receivers over 1,000, or 2 teams with 2 receivers over 1,000 yards. But Pickens, man, 3rd in the league, 1,400 yards, 9 touchdowns. Yeah, you make it happen. A franchise tag is not what he wants, though. He wants a long-term deal with some upfront guaranteed money so he can feel secure.
If my math is right, 34, 36. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb will account for 36% of the salary cap for Dallas in 2026. Now, they're going to want to do they're going to want to do some restructures or figure some things out. Cap's going up to, what is it, like $300 million now? Something like absolutely insane, $301 million. And look, I'm not great at math. It may be 34%, it may be 36%. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money in cap space dedicated to your quarterback and your top wide receiver. It is great to have George Pickens. Like you said, like 2 1,000-yard receivers is a rarity. That's so much money tied up in your 2 receivers and your quarterback. But your defense is so horrible that that's your path to winning.
Yeah.
Gotta need to figure it out.
Shootout every week.
Gotta have to do it. We know Fernando Mendoza will be the first quarterback taken in the draft, but who will be the next quarterback off the board? ESPN's Field Yates is high on Alabama's Ty Simpson.
Yeah, well, if Aaron Rodgers returns, all bets are probably off here, and the team will go a different direction. Wide receiver will be a gigantic need for Pittsburgh. But staring at that depth chart right now, Hannah, it's pretty barren. They drafted Will Howard in the 6th round last year. Now, maybe Will should have gone sooner, but the facts are the facts. A 6th-round quarterback is not often the player you count on to become your starter in year 2. Ty Simpson had an up and then down season, but I think that water will find its level, and he'll go somewhere in the 1st round. Not a ton of quarterback options available both in the draft and in free agency this offseason. Kind of a buyer's market, if you will, for Ty Simpson, who I think has a chance to go even higher than 21 by the time we get to April.
Like he said, though, right now his mock draft has Ty Simpson going at 21 to the Steelers.
Yeah, it's not very thick at the quarterback position. It's like there's Fernando, then there's everybody else. You know, there's Fernando, you got Ty, you have Garrett from LSU, Carson Beck, Trinidad Chambliss. I guess he didn't get his he was requesting another year eligibility. We'll see what happens there. But no, it's a thin market out there when it comes to these quarterbacks. But you never know. You could find a diamond in the rough and hit. But yeah, good luck.
Well, speaking of Fernando Mendoza and the Raiders, how is Max Crosby, current Raider, feeling about the trade rumors swirling about him? He answered that question with Jim Gray on the Let's Go podcast.
People are going to have rumors. I just looked at my phone. I've been working all morning. I got another, everyone's hit me up. Did you say this? Did you? I can't control that. You earn that as a player. If I wasn't doing the right things and if I wasn't the person and player I was, people wouldn't be talking about all the nonsense. But that's what comes with it. If you have drama, if you have a losing season, they just try to throw gasoline on the fire and make, things a certain way. And for me, I know what I'm about. I know what I represent. You know what I mean? I really don't care what everybody has to say. I used to a lot as a young guy. I really don't give a damn. If people could have their own opinions, I know what's going on. I know my truth. And I don't need to sit here and keep, rehashing it to people that don't know what's going on. So I don't even waste time with it.
Respectfully, Max, I think that's a great mindset to have. But was there not that report that he was really upset?
He was upset,
right? When the Raiders tried to bench him.
You posted a video of you playing basketball just to show people that, look, I'm good. I'm ready to go.
I'm healthy.
There was a moment where people should think about this. So it is what it is.
He has a great approach, great mindset. But unfortunately, there are pre-existing stories there where there are reasons, plural, why all of us are wondering whether or not Max Crosby is going to be on the trade block and moving on.
You just make this up, brother.
I know. Washington's biggest night out for sports is almost here, the 91st annual Sports Star of the Year Awards. The star-studded event brings together athletes and icons behind our favorite teams and unforgettable moments. Be part of history and cast your vote for the men's and women's sports stars of 2025, representing the best of Washington sports. You can also vote for Sports Story of the Year. Voting is open now through February 14th. Can you guys believe it's almost Valentine's Day?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh. And which means it's almost February 15th, which means it's almost March.
That's a lot.
Head to seattlesports.org and make your voice heard. The winners will be announced live at the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards presented by Microsoft on Friday, March 13th. Don't miss out. Vote now and be part of the celebration. What's the Seahawks' #1 priority entering the offseason? Let's ask John Boyle. He joins us next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world! You hear me?
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here, and people all over the Northwest are going to be dropping 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds by opening day. They'll do it by starting Eastside Weight Loss Clinic as their big resolution, and you can too. A 15-minute phone call is all it takes to get started. 15 minutes. You're probably going to sit that long in traffic today, so take that time and instead do something for yourself. I did this program. I immediately lost 10 pounds in the first week, about 35 pounds after just 8 weeks, and here's what I didn't have to do. Fight for space in the crowded gym with all the other New Year's resolutioners. No pills, no injections, no fake bland box meals. No, just real food that you buy at the grocery store, delicious recipes, and a group to offer support, coaching, and accountability. An easy plan to follow that really does work. So why not do it for yourself this year? Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic at 425-588-0080 or go to eastsideweightlossklinik.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
P&D Tree Service, experts in local tree removal. Their team works fast to remove problem trees in your yard and neighborhood. Have you ever seen a tree removed by a crane? P&D Tree Services specializes in close-quarter tree removal to minimize impact on your landscaping. 24-hour emergency service. Any job, big or small. Safe, efficient, and fast. P&D Tree Service turns multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. Enjoy a clean, safe, and bright yard. PNDTreeService.com.
Experience the iconic Mexican music group Bronco at Muckleshoot Casino Resort, Saturday, February 28th at 8 p.m. They've sold more than 20 million albums and performed for audiences all over the world. Now Bronco is bringing their modern take on regional Mexican sound live to Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Tickets are on sale now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and I can see clearly now. It's amazing. Let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for Refractive Lens Exchange, or RLE. Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, contacts, readers, or cataracts. So if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the capper. You're never going to develop a cataract. I'm somebody that needed readers in every room of the house. I needed to see the scoreboard out at ball games. I just couldn't see clearly. That has all changed thanks to RLE. Whether it's LASIK, EVO ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to point you in the right direction. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2Vision
K2VisionRLE.com.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest. This is the power of 12 is 1, man.
KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Dodgers and third baseman Max Muncy agreed to a one-year contract extension worth $10 million guaranteed. Other news around MLB from ESPN's Jesse Rogers. Owners have voted in favor of a rule that will force coaches to stay in their box until a pitch is thrown. The goal of the rule is to prevent pitch stealing.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Seahawks.com's John Boyle joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. John, I don't think Seahawks fans are quite ready to move on from the Super Bowl, so I might take a couple steps back and go to Super Bowl Sunday. What was the environment like in the locker room after the win?
Oh, I mean, it was a great time. The guys rightly were celebrating a great performance, and yeah, I mean, everything you'd expect. The cigars, the beer flowing, of course, some of the shadow boxing the guys like to do, and yeah, I mean, it was just, you know, it wasn't like one thing that was interesting was the sense of like I think they all were pretty much expecting this. Like they were so confident all week, and I think they just knew that if they were themselves and played their game, that they were going to win and probably win convincingly, and that's what they did. So they really enjoyed it, but I also think there was some kind of almost sense of expectation that that's where it's headed.
Did it play out the way that you thought it was going to play? I think we were all pretty confident, right? Well, like we felt like this team was the better team, but was it the type of game that you thought it was going to be?
Yeah, you know, if anything, you know, I thought maybe they could have scored a little more, been better in the red zone. That they, you know, all those field goals are good for Jason Myers, but you'd rather not have 5 field goals because you'd want to punch a few in. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good New England defense. I thought it would be tough to just light them up, and you know, I figured fairly low scoring, but the Seahawks in control, which is really how it played out.
I thought it was interesting how disappointed people, not Seahawks fans, were with the Super Bowl, being that Super Bowl 48 was probably not the most enjoyable experience for NFL fans everywhere. It just seems like great defense is appreciated maybe more as a fine art than a football viewing pleasure. That being said, it feels like Seattle really tapped into a formula that can get them to another championship, no?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with what Mike McDonald's created on that defense and the personnel that they brought in, like, that's very repeatable. I mean, I'm not saying guaranteeing you're going to go 14-3 every year and win the Super Bowl, but you look at really what that defense has been for a year and a half now of 2 seasons of Mike McDonald, and you look at who's under contract going forward, there is no reason to expect this to be anything other than a really darn good team next year that's going to be right in the mix for everything.
Different team next year, though, Boyle. We know that, right? Every year the team comes back.
Yeah, every year there's some turnover.
Yeah, that's the worst part about this, man. It's like I want to enjoy this win. I'll try to enjoy it for the next few days, but I'm already thinking about, all right, what's this team going to look like next year? What do you think could be the biggest change other than, obviously, Kubiak dipping out and taking a few of the coaches with him?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to need a new offensive coordinator. Mike McDonald's kind of hinted that they're looking internal because they want the continuity. So in terms of, like, scheme and overall coaching staff, you probably won't see a ton of change. But, you know, every coordinator is going to put their own spin on it. So that'll change some. And then, you know, as always, you got some free agent decisions to make. A lot of guys from that 2022 draft class in particular, Rashid Shaheed as well. So they're going to have to figure some of those things out, and then you're going to add some guys when that comes around free agency and draft and all that. So yeah, you're right. I mean, you talk to guys, you know, we saw them in the locker room on Tuesday and then at the parade, obviously yesterday, but there's a sense of like, they're trying to really soak it all in now because they know that, like, no matter how much continuity you have relative to the rest of the league, you're going to lose some guys, like especially Super Bowl teams. Like, people want your players, they want your coaches. So realizing like these are the last moments that they're going to have with this entire group together is, you know, it's a little bittersweet for the players.
Related to some of those offseason changes, what to you should be or may be the Seahawks' top offseason priority?
Yeah, I think when you're coming off this good a season, you're going to hear a lot of talk about continuity. I think they'd love to keep around as many of those free agents as they can, but the reality is we've seen it, early in the Pete Carroll era when those teams were at their best, like being that good kind of drives prices up. I always think back to like Byron Maxwell was a really good player in those defenses, and then he got a huge deal with the Eagles, I believe it was. And it's like, obviously everyone's happy for him, but it's, you kind of you reset the market a little bit almost when you're that good. So, whether it's a Kobe Bryant, a Raible, and a Kenneth Walker, like some of those guys are going to get paid money that fans might be a little surprised by when free agency rolls around. So it might be hard to keep everybody, but yeah, priority wise, I'm sure they're going to just talk about, keeping as much of it together as they can.
Got to keep the band together as much as you can, like you said. And Sam Darnold is I look at him different, man. I look at him the same, but I look at him different at the same time, Boyle. And I feel like there's still room for him to grow as well at, 27, 28 years of age. If there was something you think that, okay, I'm going into the offseason, I'm Sam Darnold, this is a couple of things I want to work on, what do you think it is?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I think we forget sometimes because he's had so many stops on his career and he's, so many different narratives about him. He's still only 28 years old, which for a quarterback is really young. So it's like, yeah, he's not, he's a really darn good player, but he'd be the first to tell you he's not, the best he's ever going to be right now. So if you'd asked me this question 5 weeks ago, I'd have said turnovers was kind of the thing to work on because that was an issue for this whole offense, but they just went 4 straight games to close out the season without a turnover, which was a big reason why they ended up being Super Bowl champs. So, continuing that is going to be the biggest thing. I'm sure he's probably looking forward to getting healthier. The oblique injury didn't keep him off the field, but I'm sure it bothered him throughout this postseason run. So he'll want to get healthy and then, just come kind of refine all the details and whoever is that offensive coordinator kind of work on that relationship and get more comfortable with that person as a play caller.
Riley Mills' monster play in the Super Bowl made me think of
what a first sack.
Like just the mic'd up moments too when he's like, yeah, first sack in the NFL. And the guys were like, oh my God, in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it made me think of this question, which is there any player who either didn't get to play much in the regular season or maybe just didn't have a massive role on the team this year who you think could have a much bigger role in 2026?
I mean, he's obviously one of them for sure. Off the top of my head, this would have been a great question to tell me ahead of time because I could have put more thought into it. Or, mailbag's open. Someone throw me a mailbag question. But, there's I think depending on what happens with Ken Walker in free agency and with Zach Charbonnet's injury, there could be opportunity for somebody at running back. Maybe it's like Ken McIntosh getting healthy or someone they add or, they just re-signed Velus Jones and Cam Akers. So that's a position where you just look at, could there be opportunity there? I think some of the rookies that didn't contribute as much, whether it was Torrey Horton getting hurt, he was a big contributor beforehand, or Elijah Arroyo was a guy that showed some flashes, but because of injury and just the depth of that position, didn't have the huge season. I could see him really stepping up his role as well.
Torrey Horton's going to be back. We were trying to figure out just what this receiving core looks like. We'll see if they sign Rashid Shaheed. But if you were going to the season with JSN, Torrey Horton, and Cooper Kupp, how do you think this receiving core stacks up to the start of the division at least?
I mean, it's good. We saw that's what it was for half a season, and they were, their passing offense was really good, especially the first half of the season. So I think, if you were going into games with the exact same group they had this year with a healthy Horton, and again, they want to bring Rashid back, and he made it clear he wants to be back. But if for some reason somebody blows him away with a big deal somewhere else and he left, you'd feel pretty good with that trio. But, like John Schneider is always going to say, like, they never are going to look at their roster and be like, yep, we're good, just move on to the next position. Like, they'll look at the draft, they'll look at free agency, and then there will be new faces for sure, whether it's guys who are, competing for depth or pushing for those, for playing time in those kind of top 3-4 spots. But yeah, that's a good place to start for sure. First of all, having the player of the year is a great place to start at that position. And then Cooper Kupp was just so immensely valuable to this team in a lot of ways. So yeah, I think it's a good group already, but that doesn't mean they're not going to look to keep adding.
We've seen this club. Now, they didn't get that second Super Bowl team, but we have seen the Seahawks get to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, and then climb their way back to one. Earlier, John, we were talking with Brian Walters about, hey, you were on that team. What's something you felt was important to carry over? Like, what's one thing that you felt led to you guys getting back? what's one thing you think could lead to this team coming back? If you were to say, like, oh, it's so important they do this, whether it's personnel, mindset, whatever. What's something you think just may be pivotal?
I mean, it's for so much for the Super Bowl teams is just sort of the everything that comes with all the demands of the offseason, and your offseason shortened, so there's a physical toll as well. But, I mean, so much of what made this team so special is like just how, we hear the players talk about how connected they are and how close they were, and it really just showed up in so many ways. That, that's like a less easy to capture tangible thing than like, okay, we've got Mike Macdonald's scheme. We have the talent on this side of the ball. So, that could be a thing where just some guys are going to be new and some guys who are important to that are probably going to be gone. So maintaining that, just sort of the culture and the feel of this team, that's going to be big for them. But they do, again, have enough continuity that I think that's not going to be a huge issue either.
How confident are you in – well, let me start off by saying my answer. I'm really confident that Mike Macdonald's going to get the OC hire right? If the in-house guys don't impress or don't work out, I think he'll find the right dude. Do you feel like he's going to find the guy in-house? I know he wants to.
I do. Yeah, I just based on what we've heard him say on the radio, and he chatted with some of the media after his press conference after the Super Bowl, the day after the Super Bowl, and it sounds like that's the ideal situation for him. And I am really confident that he'll get it right one way or another, because sort of he went through that process with putting a whole staff together. He brings in Ryan Grubb, and it became clear by the season like they just weren't necessarily aligned, like philosophically what they wanted offense to look like. And now he has a real good picture of that. So, it does hurt losing Clint Kubiak. He did a hell of a job. He was, the head coaching candidate for a reason. But I do think Mike has such a good handle on what he's looking for now. And with some good in-house candidates, I think it'll be, I don't want to say seamless. Like there's going to always be some bumps in the road when you change coordinators, but I think it'll be a pretty smooth transition because of the fact that he wants to keep it in-house most likely.
Wanted to talk about one player in particular, and that's Cooper Kupp. My expectations when he got here wasn't, he's going to have a, 1,000-yard season, but I wasn't quite sure what to expect. Is it just going to be veteran leadership? Are we going to see something on the field? And it was hard not to – you just feel so happy for him when he's up there, last speech of the day at the parade. It's just, going from the disappointment of leaving the Rams to, back in your home state and winning it all must feel amazing. But, John, now that you've been there a year and you've seen behind the scenes and you've seen his impact, how would you sum up his season in Seattle, what he meant to the team, and maybe the role that he did end up playing?
Yeah, I mean – I think statistically, no one really expected him to be the number one guy. I might have even guessed he'd put up a little more numbers over the season for, what do you have, 500, and I'm pulled up now, 593 yards in the regular season. Now, that being said, he was their leading receiver in the Super Bowl and the divisional round, so he was very productive in the playoffs. But I don't think it's really hard to overstate how important he was in addition to what he did on the field. And what he did on the field was important, but I don't think I've ever really heard a coach and teammates speak about a player quite the way they did about Cooper Kupp, just in terms of not just his leadership, but how incredibly smart he was. And he was helping the defensive coaches, understand the way teams are attacking him and coming up with ideas. He's helping the offensive coaches. He was meeting with quarterbacks and helping them. So it's this guy, it's almost like having another really high level coach on the field who's also your number two receiver and making a lot of clutch catches where, again, he didn't have the 1,000 yards or whatever, but it seems like every time he caught the ball it was to convert third down or something like that. So really good player, but way more important to the team than what you just see if you pull up his numbers on Pro Football Reference or whatever.
What's the offseason like right now for the coaches? Do you know if Mike gives them a week off, 2 weeks? What's the next step?
I don't know exactly. I know they do get some time off. Some of those guys, a lot of them, I would imagine, will be going to the combine in some capacity. Coaches don't usually spend the entire combine there, but maybe get some time there. But yeah, I mean, they'll get some time off, well deserved. And short term, obviously, some of these guys are looking at maybe interviewing for the offensive coordinator jobs. So some guys are going to be doing that, and Mike's got to make that decision. But yeah, they'll get a little time off, and then they'll bring the coaches back and start meeting and kind of the next big step for the coaching staff after they get some time off is getting with the personnel department to start getting into draft stuff. Because, these guys, John Schneider and his staff have been digging into the draft all year. But for the coaching staff, it's like, okay, now we got to catch up on what the scouts are looking at and understand what the draft looks like.
God, it's a fun reminder that when you go to and win a Super Bowl, so much of this overlaps. I looked down when you said, well, they got to get ready for the combine, and I looked down, oh, my God, it's February 12th. They're going to head out there pretty quick here. Can't believe it. I'm sure that you'll be out there as well and following all of this, so no doubt in my mind that pretty soon here we're going to start talking draft and asking about this team's biggest needs. We don't have time for it today, but you deserve a break as well. So enjoy, hopefully, a little bit of time off before we dive back into 2026. Thanks, Boyle.
Yeah. Boyle. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Bye. Can't get enough of the Seahawks Super Bowl victory? We'll tune in Monday on President's Day for a special rebroadcast of the Seahawks win over the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Relive every championship moment starting Monday at 10 a.m. Let's get to 4 Down territory.
This is 4 Down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael
First
Bumpus.
down, who do you feel will not be on this team next year?
Boys to Men is so hard to say goodbye to Tariq Woolen.
Tariq Woolen.
So I think Woolen's out. And not because we don't want him, not because the Hawks don't want him. It's because he's put together a nice resume, and there's someone who's going to value him as a number one lockdown corner, and they are going to pay him for his services as they should. Reek had himself a good year. It's always tough on DBs, man, because the last thing people are going to remember is Hollins catching that touchdown.
Yeah.
It was like, he played great all season. Yeah, everyone gets got in football, especially at the corner position, man. Even Spoon got against the Rams twice. Puka Nacua, you know what I mean? It's just because of some of the stuff people might not agree with when it comes to Reek with his passion and him running his mouth and getting a couple of penalties. They devalue him here for some reason. Certain people, not a lot of people. I think a lot of people understand how good he is. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be here. I think someone's going to pay him a lot of money to be a lockdown corner and give him an opportunity to be the number one guy. So unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be here. Who I really want to be here is Kobe Bryant, though. He's valued around $13 or $14 million. He's earned it, man. He's had a heck of a journey. He's bounced around positions. He found himself a spot at that safety piece. And I think that him, J Love, and Nick Mwari, and Spoon, you got to keep together. Throw Job in there as well. That secondary is nice. So Reek, not because they don't want him, not because he doesn't want to be here. Someone's just going to pay him more than the Hawks can probably afford.
Second down. What team will we learn the most about next year?
Those dang Patriots. They had a soft schedule this year. Everyone talked about it. It seems like the gods were on their side during the playoffs, too, with inclement weather and playing against backup quarterbacks.
That started when they went ahead.
Yeah, right? The gods said, look,
really
second half, we got you. Don't worry about it.
That's wild.
Yeah. So, sometimes you got to get lucky, and things have been on your side. They're a well-coached team. I think they have their future quarterback, obviously, in Drake May. We'll see how long Stephon Diggs is there. They're an older team. They're not very young, but we're going to see what they're made of because when you go to the Super Bowl, Stacy, there's two things that happen. You don't get a high draft pick, and you don't get a cupcake schedule anymore. You got to go and play some dog. So we'll see what they're made of. We'll see what if Raible can have another decent season. I don't see them bouncing back and going to the Super Bowl again, but I can see them competing in their division.
They had like that perfect storm in a good way, of the fourth place schedule. The NFC division they faced was the NFC South. And then you had a really down bad AFC East where now you get the Jets twice. You get the Dolphins. You know what I mean? Like, It was just everything worked in their favor with that schedule. Unbelievable. Third down. What's the best thing about the Seahawks OC hunt?
That I believe, and I just pretty much asked Boyle the same thing, but I believe that they are going to get this one right. They're going to get it right. McDonald knows exactly what he wants. He's sat through these interviews before. He's hired the wrong guy. He's hired the right guy. If they do go in-house, these four candidates have learned under Kubiak, understand what he wants, how he calls plays, his thought process. You have to make this thing yours for sure. You got to make it yours. But I think he's going to get it right. If we've learned anything, it's to believe in Mike and John. All right, when you are hoisting the Lombardi Trophy on February 8th, there's no reason for people not to believe in what you're doing because it is proven to work. But they do have to get it right because the Rams aren't going anywhere. The Niners aren't going anywhere. We'll see what happens with Arizona Cardinals. But I like it because whoever he picks, if he does pick one of these four guys, they just understand what he wants and how things operate.
I feel like we say we'll see what happens with the Arizona Cardinals every single offseason. We always know what happens. 4th down. No offense, Cardinals. I'm sorry, Cardinals. They're the weirdest team to predict without fail. I've spent so many off seasons putting together like preview of the NFC West, and then I just don't know what to say about them. Anything stand out from our conversation with John Boyle?
It's a gift and a curse playing this deep into the season because you got to restart fairly quickly. And he says the coaches got to connect with the scouts. Scouts been out there grinding, watching film, breaking things down. These guys have been off on a tour of the United States for about. No, actually, we stayed at home. We just went down south for a little bit. But you got to reconnect. And how quickly does that process happen? And how quickly does Mike McDonald get back into the office? Because I'm sure wifey says, "Look, this is Jack. He's your son. Okay." Jack, this is your dad. His name is Mike. And like, he's got to reconnect with the family and do all that good stuff. But this is a job that never ends for a head coach, at least. For the assistant coaches, I mean, they're not scouting. They're doing a little bit, but it's not on the level that these scouts are doing in Mike McDonald and John. So, it's the realization that because you went so far into the offseason, or the playoffs, because you won a championship, you lost some time. So you got to catch back up. It's the race that never ends being an NFL coach.
Speaking of the McDonald family, there was, for everyone who watched NFL films mic'd up, like a 40-minute mic'd up of Super Bowl 60, at the very, very end, the last minute, maybe 30 seconds of it, is Mike McDonald with his wife Stephanie and their son Jack. And it's just, he's looking around, and it's just like a very brief moment. But there's like a split second where he reaches down and he balls up a handful of confetti and then shoves it in his wife's backpack. And I know that that's such a weird thing to have stick with you after. There was so much to take away and 40 minutes of audio. But it was just that very brief split-second image at the end of him sitting on the field with his family and then scooping up some confetti to store the way that a fan would. Like if you were at the game, you're like, oh, I gotta hang on, I gotta cherish this, I want to remember it, right? That kind of reminded me that as much as fans have been listening today, whether it's our show, watching the game, going to the parade, celebrating, soaking up the win and soaking up the season, it's a reminder of how surreal this must feel for coaches and players. That ultimately, this is a 38-year-old who's grown up loving football, just won a Super Bowl, and is taking home confetti to have as a souvenir from it. And it's like, you're the head coach, but still treating it the way that a fan would be like, I can't believe this is happening. You had 25-year-old players walking up to the stage in the parade yesterday with their phones filming the audience. Looking at each other like, this is unreal. I can't believe this. And it's just kind of a reminder of how surreal this, if it feels surreal as a fan, think of how it feels as a coach and as a player in this moment.
Yeah, my favorite moment was when she said, "How was your day?"
It was cute.
He was like, "Oh, it was all right." It was cool, man. It was cool to see him and his wife at the parade yesterday too.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, it's great, man. You got a young head coach who's not going anywhere, who is commanding a ton of respect from the rest of the league, including analysts who are like, man, this guy, this film is unbelievable. And I agree with Bill Barnwell that even though defense can be more unpredictable than offense, the thing that you have the most faith in when it comes to the Seahawks in 2026 is that this defense is going to look amazing. You just have faith that, I like the way he said it too, which is the Legion of Boom had Hall of Famers. They had first-team All-Pros. Mike McDonald, it's the coaching that also really does it and sets it apart in the teaching.
This team could have Hall of Famers though too. Just gotta wait.
I know. You just have to wait. I mean, who knows what happens with JSN, Devin Witherspoon,
Eamon Warren,
Ernest
Jones, Leo.
You never know.
I don't know.
It's just been an unbelievable season. All right, get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. Hype Train coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Man, can Seattle and the 12s throw a party or what?
They're estimating around 1 million people at the parade today. 1 million fans.
We're the best in the world!
Bump is out on the parade route right now. Bump, where are you?
Oh, no. I can't hear nothing you're saying right now. The vibes are real.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Season 2 of Unrivaled Basketball is here, and the energy is unreal. Stacy Ross here telling you to get ready because the best women's players on the planet are running it back with even bigger moments and bigger stakes. Built for the players, created by women's basketball stars, Unrivaled gives athletes a high-quality, U.S.-based offseason league with better visibility and support. So don't miss as Paige Beckers, Nafisa Collier, Kelsey Plum, Brianna Stewart, and more take to the court and redefine the game. If you love high-intensity hoops, this is the league you've been waiting for. More action, more highlights, more star power. Every matchup, every highlight, every moment that makes you jump out of your seat, it's all back and bigger than ever. This isn't your regular season. This is Unrivaled. Games air on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max, so it's super easy to watch no matter where you are. Unrivaled Basketball, where the pace is faster, the energy higher, and every athlete shines.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at BigTreeSupply.com.
Experience a luxury resort, breathtaking wildlife, spectacular wilderness, and amazing fishing at Queen Charlotte Lodge in northern British Columbia. King salmon runs are at their peak in May and June, and halibut and lingcod are always plentiful. Check out how easy it is to visit QCL at fishqcl.com. That's fishqcl.com. Queen Charlotte Lodge. Experience fishing first class. And remember, our dollar's worth $1.35 north of the border.
It took us 93 years to build this reputation, but it'll take just 5 minutes to ruin it. If you think about that, you'll do things differently.
Lee Johnson Auto Family.
At Chain Company, we've been engagement ring experts for almost 100 years. We have the largest selection of diamonds and gemstones in stock. You don't have to wait to compare them side by side. Find the one that speaks to you at shaneco.com or in store. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Jeff's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, America's #1 battery destination, where Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge, and Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Jeff is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
At the UPS store, we know being a small business owner means holiday time is still go time. Still get those orders shipped time. And still re-up on stamps and supplies time. That's why this upcoming holiday, while others close up shop, we'll be open. And happy to help you keep being unstoppable. Come into your local store today. Most locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours of operation may vary. See Center for details. The UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Home of your Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through March 22nd, switch to Comcast Business and get started with 150 megabit internet plus Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Or ask how to lock in your rate for 5 years on a qualifying internet bundle and get a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile for a limited time only. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. Requires paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
This hour is brought to you by Mazda of Everett.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
What I need to know coming your way in 15 minutes. Get those questions in. 866-979-3776. Frankly, I also like advice. Columns, questions. Not giving me advice. I don't need advice. I live a perfect life. Excuse me. Laughed too quickly at that. Let's head to the station for Hype Train. You know, I was going to kick it off by saying the first move of the Seahawks offseason will be to re-sign Ken Walker, but then I realized they got to hire an OC. So this is your first Hype Train. The Seahawks announced their new OC hire tomorrow. By tomorrow, I will leave room for later this afternoon.
When they started interviews today?
Today.
I'll give them a few more days.
By Monday.
I'll give them till Monday.
Okay, till Monday. Bon's not boarding.
No, I'm not on the train, Matthew.
Thank you.
That means you don't push the horn because I've decided not to hop on this train.
The Seahawks
much appreciated.
Announce a new OC by tomorrow. I'll say EOD. That's end of day.
Okay, end of business.
I have a friend who works in sales.
Weekend.
I learned EOD is end of day. I say a lot of Q1, Q4.
Are we circling back?
Circling back.
Seahawks will circle back?
Yeah, I'll ping you. I say that a lot too.
The bandwidth? You have the bandwidth to do that?
Oh, COB is close of business. I learned that one. ROI. Send over the dashboard. Dashboard's a thing. I don't know what it means. But it's out there. Curtis, by EOD, close of business, also COB tomorrow.
Yes.
The Seahawks will announce a new OC.
I'll board that train, sure.
Right.
Do they go on the defensive and try to keep Andrew Janocko here, or do they promote maybe Jake Peets to offensive coordinator? I think one of those two guys gets it. That's who I'm going with. One of those two. Mac Brown, thanks for playing. Justin Otten, your parting gift is at the door. But I think it's one of Janocko or Peets getting that job.
Yes, I am boarding this train as well. I just think it's clear that they have a lot of urgency when it comes to hiring. And with the rumors that it's in-house, it feels like a quick decision to make. Next up. Bump, you always say kickers aren't football players, but I don't know, man. Jason Myers just set a Super Bowl record with 4 field goals in a championship game. Jason Myers is a football player.
You already know my answer to this.
I know, that's why it's in here.
Because he made that tackle, not because he kicked the ball. Because he made that tackle and that kick return, he actually used his pads. You know what I mean? Kickers don't use their pads. Ever. The 49ers kicker tried to slide tackle Rashid Shaheed. Embarrassing. He set kickers behind 10 years.
He set him back.
Yeah,
he set
10 years. But because we heard those pads pop on Myers, hit that horn. I'm on a train. Myers, welcome to the NFL.
Jason Myers is a football player. Curtis.
I think he is.
You and I are like, we were already
absolutely.
on this.
We're boarding this train.
Specifically a train to see if Bump would be.
You know what record
board.
he set on Sunday? He became the first player in NFL history. No one who has ever put on a helmet or pads has scored 200 points in a season before him. 200
Football
of them
player.
things.
Football player.
200 of them things.
Them things.
Courtesy of Jason Myers.
And his leg. Next Hype Train, because everyone boarded that one.
Highest scoring player. He's the Michael Jordan of the NFL.
Yeah.
Always said it.
Yeah. now the LeBron.
He's the LeBron.
I said that. He's the LeBron of the
Kareem
NFL.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, that's exactly who
I'm not
he is.
doing the rest of the show, Matt.
Jason Myers.
No, next hype train. Jason Myers is the LeBron of the NFL. Bump.
I've always said that.
We've always said that.
Yeah.
That's not my next hype train.
I
The
wasn't
NFC
gonna-
West.
I wasn't going to answer it.
The NFC West will be represented in the Soupy again.
Yeah, it's going to be either Seattle or the Rams. I think they're the two
Quick.
best teams in football. They're going to run it back. Matthew Stafford has to come back. Sounds like they want him to come back, So, yeah, I'm on this train. I think that the NFC West runs the league right now.
Dang it. You know what I should have made this?
Huh.
The same two divisions are represented in the
Ooh,
Super Bowl
AFC
again.
East,
Can I redo it? That's
NFC
a cooler
West,
one.
Buffalo.
Bump. The same two divisions are represented in the Super Bowl again. Pretend that this is my hype train because that's
Buffalo,
cooler.
LA,
yeah,
Buffalo, San Francisco.
yeah. There's lots of mixed.
Buffalo, Seattle. New England, Seattle.
Nah.
It's not the
Oh, okay.
Jets, I'll tell
I'm
you
not
that.
on that train.
You don't believe.
Because Baltimore's going. You're going to get it right.
Okay.
Baltimore's going.
Not on this train now.
No.
It's a spicier train. It's more fun. The same two divisions will be represented in next year's Super Bowl, Curtis.
Well, first I got to play the Darnold audio.
How about a little pick in the soupy?
In the soupy.
Come on, dude.
Right on, bro.
Come on, bro. Did you take the 5?
How
oh
about
my
a little
God.
pick of the soup?
Get on the 10 and go to the 5. I got here in Santa Clara.
Same divisions in the NFC, yes. It'll be the NFC West. In the AFC next
the
year,
Bills.
I think I might go AFC West. So I'm not boarding this train. I will let it go by. You look at the West, you've got the Broncos who were on the doorstep this last year. The Chiefs, I assume, will be healthier next year with Patrick Mahomes back from injury. Chargers are competitive as well. So I think it'll be the AFC West represented.
That feels like a smart pick, but I'm boarding this train. I think it's Bills. I think the Bills are getting it done. And look, that's their expectation. You promoted in-house for your new head coach specifically so that it wouldn't be like, hey, we're rebuilding. We're going to figure it out. Nope. Expectation is get to a Super Bowl. Next up, the NBA will announce a team to Seattle this year.
Well, the committee is committing to meet to announce the announcement that
I
they're
know,
going
that's
to
right.
announce. And yeah, it's going to be Seattle, man. Yeah, I'm on that train, man.
Okay.
I'm on that train. Yeah, it has to be Seattle, man. I've said it 3 times on the show already. Basketball city. Ballers everywhere. First time I got lit by a white boy was in the state of Washington. That's how you know it's real.
Someone said, tell Stacy Myers kicked 5 field goals, not 4. I said 5 field goals. I said a Super Bowl record 5 field goals. Didn't I?
I don't know.
Who cares? I'm moving on. The NBA will announce a team to Seattle this year. Curtis.
We're keeping hope alive. Yeah, we're boarding that train. They'll announce it this year. They probably won't begin playing for at least 1 more year, maybe 2, but I think we get a much clearer picture of when the NBA returns to Seattle in the calendar year 2026, year of our Lord.
I am boarding this train as well, even though I tend to be pessimistic now when it comes to this and just like, oh, okay, heavy eye roll. We'll see what happens. I feel like we're just a carrot you dangle in front of other fan bases to get funding for stadiums or to do whatever. Like, it's like the NBA likes that they have Seattle as this weapon and this tool that they can use. But that's me being pessimistic and sad and glass half empty. And maybe it's time to be glass half full on this one. So yes, everyone aboard. Next up, Stephon Diggs and Cardi B will get back together. Bump.
She said, good luck. No, they ain't getting back together, man. Stephon Diggs got like 4 baby mamas, 2 on the way. Cardi B is moving on to the next. She's probably gonna, you know what? She should date a kicker. They're safer. Kickers are safer. You know, not in the spotlight. Not real football players all the time.
All the time, not all the time.
All the time. Myers is though, but no, they're not getting back together. It's a wrap, man. She's gonna make an album on that dude.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be the what is she? Is she Puerto Rican or Dominican?
Is she Dominican? She's not Puerto Rican.
Well,
she's No, she's Afro-Caribbean.
It's gonna be the Afro-Caribbean Taylor Swift version.
I'll figure it out.
On Diggs.
Stephon Diggs and Cardi B will get back together. Curtis.
Why not? Those 2 crazy kids.
Crazy kids.
Can't be separated. This is like that couple that
Everyone
we've
knows
all
that.
known in our lives. Like, really? You're getting back together like after all that?
You definitely shouldn't, man.
Stop.
Don't do it, bro.
Bro, she lit your car on fire last time.
Whatever you do.
So, yeah, but, she's amazing. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know if she is, man. No, I'm not boarding this train. I think that she's going to stay strong. And I think that she's going to find someone better for her.
She's going to stay strong.
She's going to stay strong. I love Cardi. I think she's going to stay strong, and she's going to find someone who's worthy of her love. So, no, I don't think they're getting back together. Everyone let me know that I did say 4 field goals. I know that it's 5. I know that the record is 5. I'm sorry to Jason Myers. I really am. My apologies. You are a football player who kicked a Super Bowl record 5 field goals. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. That's next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
This is what it's all about, right?
The Seahawks win Super Bowl 60.
The pure joy.
To beat the Patriots, especially in the 49ers stadium, it means everything. It's a great time to be alive for Seattle fans.
It's why we're 12s.
Just like Mike McDonald said, we did not care.
We got a parade to get to.
And the Seahawks Super Bowl parade is Wednesday.
We are the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this, and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Who did it best in 2025? Vote now for the Sports Stars and Story of the Year at seattlesports.org and help choose the winners of the 91st Annual Sports Star of the Year Awards, presented by Microsoft. From collegiate champions to the standouts across our professional teams, make your choice and come celebrate Washington's biggest night out for sports on March 13th. Vote now and get tickets at seattlesports.org. We'll see you there.
The celebration continues.
We never wavered, man. We believed in each other. We loved each other.
On the home of your Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Get your Seahawks Super Bowl champions gear at Simply Seattle, your go-to shop for Seahawks gear with licensed and custom designs you won't find anywhere else. Use code ESPN15 for 15% off your order at simplyseattle.com. Celebrate the title team with jerseys, shirts, hoodies, hats, and collectibles. If you're celebrating downtown, shop in person at Simply Seattle on First Ave. And get ready for spring training with Mariners gear and Simply Originals like the Kid Logo hoodie. Code ESPN15 at simplyseattle.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bumpin' Stacy.
weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776. What I need to know. My golf buddy can't see great and depends on me to spot his drives. He's also got a temper. If he rockets one into the trees, how do you feel about me yelling fairway and quietly dropping a fresh ball when he's not looking to keep the round enjoyable?
Nah, take your medicine. Take your medicine.
Your medicine?
Yeah, you know that. Game of integrity. Take your medicine.
Take your medicine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a very non-confrontational person, so this is probably the move that I would make. Is just to be like, I'm just trying to get through this round, man. I don't want to deal with it. I'm not the commissioner of golf. Here to make sure that you have a perfect round and keep the game honest. I don't care. Yeah, I'm taking that approach. So you got a split decision. Curtis, you want to be the tiebreaker on this one?
I think.
Do you go integrity and honesty when golfing?
I think you got to let him play through.
You got to let him play through.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't golfers, that's why. Oh, yeah, it's fine. No. Hitting 4. Especially my group, we play for money too, so they know. Fairway. Nah, hit it from the trees on me.
What I need to know. Marlon Humphrey was at the parade yesterday. Can you see him?
Embarrassing.
I didn't think it was embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
I didn't think so. Okay, well now I'm trying to think of how would you feel if Leonard Williams was vacationing on a trip to Miami and the Dolphins won the Super Bowl and he was in the parade? I don't think I'd feel away. I don't.
You also let your friends hit from the fairway after they sliced it into the woods.
I don't know what that means.
Fairway is where you want to be. The woods are not where you want to be.
Oh, so he's saying fairway like the ball's still on the grass.
Yes.
In the middle of the
course.
The ideal position.
Oh, because his friend can't see very well.
Yes.
Why don't they have trackers in golf balls?
Yeah, spotters. For professionals.
To tell you where it went.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I feel like we should have the technology, shove an air tag inside of a golf ball. So you can always see where it is. I'm moving on.
Why not?
I'm moving on.
I'm not mad at that.
What I need to know. I want to know who was the white boy that lit Bump up.
lit me up.
You were saying it was during our last segment. You were saying this guy.
I don't know.
It wasn't the hardest you've been hit.
His name was Chad, Brad, David, John, some, but that dude lit me up at the wreck. That W show. All right, that's the first time I was like, I didn't know they did this. I wasn't aware.
I don't know they made him like this.
Respects.
I wasn't familiar with your game.
I wasn't familiar with your game at all.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Will the Patriots be penalized for not disclosing their quarterback's injury that they now claim he had to have shot up before the game?
It should be, right?
Well, wasn't it disclosed? We were all talking about it, but maybe it wasn't officially on the practice report. I don't know whether it was on the practice report. If it was on the practice report, they're fine. I can't remember if it was literally on there or if it's just a story we were all talking about. If you got treatment for something that was not on the practice report, yes, you are penalized, and you should be. And that's what happened to the Seahawks, and it's why they always have these jam-packed. Right? Yep, and it's why they always have these really jam-packed practice reports, because it's like we're not getting in trouble for anything. Anyone that got treatment of any kind is ending up on this practice report. Because yes, you should be penalized for not including it. I think because we were all talking about it, I just assumed he was on there.
Me too.
What I need to know, did you see the clip of Abe Lucas hitting his head on the stoplight during the parade?
I did.
And Bump, did you have any close calls as well on the float?
Abe got me by like 7 inches, man. I come nowhere near. And he was on a double-decker. They didn't put the broadcast team on a double-decker. We were on a little Army
I was like, I don't know if you got to put the right tackle on the top of the double-decker bus. Right. That feels like a mistake.
He ate it though. It didn't even he reacted, but it wasn't nothing crazy.
That was a football player. Just bam.
No close calls. No, I did rifle a full bottle lady and hit her in the forehead though.
Someone said, moreover, if that blind dude's a true golfer, if that blind dude's a true golfer, he would not want a sneaky gimme like that.
Nah.
Okay.
Hitting 4.
Okay. What I need to know, Bump. Old Man Rivers went 58 and 92, 63%, 544 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 3 games returned from retirement. What I need to know is a 40-year-old old man Bump, your 40 dash time is. I bet you still have a sub 5 in you.
I can do a sub 5, yeah. I do sub 5.
Like today.
Just off a technique alone, yeah.
Like today, you could run
sub 5.
40-yard dash and do sub 5.
4.99.
Could I do a sub 5?
Negative.
Sub 6.
Maybe.
Sub 7.
For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm honored by that. I think I'd be around 8. Low 8s. Low 8s. I like how you guys have different perspectives. Curtis is a Mariners fan, Bump is a Dodgers fan, and Stacy is a West Sacramento A's fan.
I thought you'd want to hop on over to Sacramento while we were down in the Bay.
I have no idea how far.
Sacramento's not really the Bay; it's more inland. But
how far away is Sacramento from San Francisco?
A couple hours.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, I took my freshman year of college. We took a Greyhound bus to Sacramento. I did not know the geography of California. Like, you could have showed me a map and I could have figured it out, but I thought, we're going to LA weather. Nope.
No, sir.
Nope. Sacramento in March, not a great time. I was just in Federal Way is where I was. That's where I was.
In the Fed.
What I need to know, someone had, I had an actual football question in here. Someone said, I'd love to see Stacy, Bump, and Curtis in a 40-yard dash. In fact, I'd pay money to watch.
I don't think it'd be close.
Who's the slowest host, and is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
You don't think I could get Mike?
Mike beat Mora in a race.
Nah, Mora got them long legs, man. She got a stride.
Yeah, and Mike beat Mora?
Mike beat Mora, yeah.
Oh, Mike beat Mora. I thought you said you might beat Mora.
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate for me, yeah.
Brock is faster than you. Wyman's sneaky quick.
I think I might
Bob?
lose.
I've never seen Bob in a full sprint.
Maybe I got Bob.
Fighters sprinting is a funny sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think Bob could kill a man, but I don't know that he could beat me in a race.
He's definitely beating you in a race, Stacy.
I don't know. What if we catch him off guard? What if we just say, ready, set, go, and then it starts?
Foot on you
if we don't tell Bob when it's starting and only I know when the race starts,
He'll still get you.
I don't think so.
I think he
not
still get
not
you.
if I get a nice little head start.
Pass you.
I don't know. I think he'd be laughing too hard. What I need to know. You get one culture's cuisine for the rest of time.
Mexico.
That's a great choice.
Easy.
Yeah, that's the answer right there. I do love sushi. No, I think it's Mexican food. Yep.
I thought you'd go Italians.
For all of time?
Italian's pretty versatile.
There's a lot of seafood in real Italian food, and I like seafood, but I don't love seafood. I think I'd get tired of it. Curtis, what about you?
Boy. I think it's between Italian and Mexican. Mexican feels like it's the same ingredients, though, just folded a different way.
I hear that. Matt, what's your answer?
Chinese. I really like Chinese food.
That's not even on my Mount Rushmore.
Hey, Panda Express, baby.
No.
Let's go.
You had on your Mount Rushmore just orange chicken.
Yeah, from Panda Express.
And lasagna, which is the weirdest combo.
It's beautiful.
Okay. Wyman and Bob coming your way next on your home for the Super Bowl champion Seahawks, Seattle Sports, and the Seattle Sports app.
Okay, I know the paint's barely dry on the new Super Bowl champ Seahawks gear, but can you believe the Mariners pitchers and catchers report today?
Holy catfish, that was fast.
They know from day one of spring training, they have a chance to win the whole thing.
Follow how the 2026 Mariners come together at seattlesports.com.
Blasted right field. It is gone.
We're the home of your American League West champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's February, and we're a month into those fitness goals and resolutions. And are you already tired of the crowded gyms and sweaty machines? Maybe you're ready to upgrade your fitness equipment in your own home. Well, I got the place and some deals for you. Hey, Brock Ewart here with my friends at Top Fitness. Right now, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit to use for Precor, True, or Inspire treadmills. Top Fitness sells the best quality products available. Brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire Stairmaster, and much more. It's trade-in days at Top Fitness, and it's not too late to get in the best shape of your life. Top Fitness has the largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state of Washington, and their staff will truly show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stores. Top Fitness has locations at Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. And remember, trade in your old treadmill and get a $500 credit today. Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. In the past 5 years, we've seen thousands of men at our clinics. Most guys tell us the same story, that in their early 50s, it's not that they couldn't function, they just needed help. They started taking Viagra, and it worked great at first. But after a few years, it stopped working. The problem is that their arteries had become more restricted since they started taking it, because Viagra does not unclog arteries. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to target the real problem. We break down plaque and clear up the arteries so blood can flow like it did in your 20s. This restores function. And guys, listen to this. You won't have to take a pill anymore. So if this sounds like you, give West Coast Men's Health a call today and see how we can help.
With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. That's 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Let's talk about artificial intelligence.
I cannot answer that.
Many professions are using it, and allegedly some are even being taken over by it. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know police are leveraging AI, whether it's analyzing body cam footage, reading license plates, or even facial recognition. AI has become a helpful tool, enabling officers to work more efficiently. And efficiency for them means more people getting pulled over. You can't ChatGPT your way out of a high BAC. Getting legal advice from AI is no substitute for an attorney. Use AI correctly, or it can result in trouble, like a self-driving car taking you home from a bar.
You have reached your destination.
So call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. If you get pulled over for DUI, the only thing you need your smart device to do is call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
1-800-DUI-AWAY!
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
It's game time, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota Renton are lining up with a roster that's built to dominate the field. The gas-powered RAV4, built to power through every drive, rain or shine. Or switch up the play with the hybrid RAV4, versatile, efficient, and always moving the chains. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and clutch when it counts. And now, taking the field, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for the big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton have your winning ride. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com.
Unbelievable prices? Incredible performance? Bah! At Pacific Power Batteries, we strive to be believable. In fact, product knowledge and guidance in application gives us credibility. Having an informative website just adds to it. At Pacific Power Batteries, our prices and values are believable. We look for great people to hire and train carefully to be credible. Locally owned, credible